Like the big weightlifting, where they don't do deadlifts, they do real lifts, like the clean and snatch.
Is this because you can't deadlift?
Whatever. I can deadlift.
How much?
Not much.
Jeff, did you know that Tim thought that the weight numbers on the side of the weights at the gym were in kilograms, not pounds?
That's an easy mistake to make. We're in a country.
It's really not.
We're in a metric country.
So when you're
where everything is measured by
forever on weights in Canada.
So when
everything is
when you
metric
put
here.
the 45s on the side of your bench press, you think you're bench pressing like 250 pounds?
I'm thinking it's kilograms because everything in this country is weighted by kilogram.
Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog, the Week 11 picks against the spread. You got the cheat sheet for you, Cust Corner, and everything else in between. It has been 2 weeks now, Jeff, since your travel, since the Blue Jays World Series. Do you finally feel well rested?
I do feel like my equilibrium has settled back, but it was a lot. World Series, and I'm not gonna lie, my childcare went to the Philippines for a trip that my wife has been like relentlessly encouraging her to go on to see her family. Which I feel like I might have even sponsored. But I who knows about that. But yeah, so I've just been like down childcare. The baseball playoffs kicked me in the nuts, but every night was just a roller coaster. I'm back, baby. I don't know. We'll find out.
You're back.
So, though.
The Chargers are back. Jared's back behind the camera. The coin is back to making terrible picks. But you know who's not? And someone who has a list prepared for us. It is the Slam Man himself, Tim Andegust.
Tim Andegust.
Not my name.
You got a list for us. Let's hear it.
I have several lists, but we'll.
Best dunkers?
No.
Rec league dunkers?
Best dunkers of people in the room. Everyone can just throw down 360 windmills.
It's definitely Jared in first place.
Who do you think plays rec league?
A lot of people who are like former high-level basketball players who are now well retired.
Yes,
You
they do play rec league. But other people, you have played rec league basketball. You are one of the numbers here. You understand
I'm
that.
part of the 50% that has no chance.
Is Tim going by in the summertime? We'll see like incredible gym videos of like NBAers playing more competitive basketball than like NBA games.
Yeah, I've seen TikToks where people in pickup basketball games out there are just jamming all over the place.
I can't really. I'm not a fair person to ask because the rec league games that I used to play, probably even back when I first knew you, Pat, certainly get retired long ago. But we're all like 5'9", 5'10", 6 foot Jews. So the second like someone 6'3" walks in the room, we're like, "Fuck, you're ruining the game, man."
So out of those people that you just talked about, did you know that 50% of them could actually dunk? Did you know that?
No, none of them could dunk. Even the really good like non-Jewish players couldn't dunk. No, even the really tall guy in our group could not dunk. By at least 6'3.5".
Is this the most feedback you've gotten from a take in quite some time?
Since the Dream House.
So that's been like 2 years.
And it's been the most heat that something just has like grown legs and run away from me since the Dream House.
All people want you to admit is that you're just wrong.
Well, I don't think that I am.
Can we set up where you even go on a trampoline and dunk?
We tried to get him to go dunk on an 8-foot net on Sunday, and he refused to do it.
But like, we'll put you in those. Someone suggested like a Sky Zone place. You'll jump on a trampoline. You'll do slam dunks, padded walls for safety.
I never alleged I could.
But we're talking about an 8-foot net. You're 6'2", and by like your metrics, that should almost work out to.
I think on a 7.5 foot net, I could slam it.
I would certainly hope so.
Okay.
I could do it on a 7.5. 8, I think is stretching it.
All right, if we set up a 7.5 foot net, will you go try to dunk on?
Oh, sure. If a 7.5 foot net, I would try. Yes.
All right.
It took him 15 years to relent on the cartwheel.
I haven't relented.
So
you did. You said it on the Sunday show. Do you not remember saying that?
It was not quite what I said.
Jeff, did you hear it? I heard it.
I didn't.
But I got the feedback. I didn't actually hear. I can't quote what happened, but I got feedback on it.
Did you? That's good. I'm glad you got feedback.
Like Geoff had been. This was the year that you were going to lose and Geoff was going to win, and now you've done this to yourself.
These things come out of nowhere, and I never know when they're going to happen. It's just something like just blows up, and I can't like scramble it back. But like, I stand by what I said.
Do they have a gym where you work out?
No, I mean, not where I work out, but I'm sure that we could find a place.
I mean, like where Tim, like where he would run, like or do his swimming. Like, was there not a gym? Like, did you ever see a person dunk at the rec center ever in your life?
Wasn't really paying attention.
If someone was dunking, you'd have noticed. That's sort of my point.
Yeah, guys. Tim only plays in the &1 rec center games.
Again, you underestimate, I think, how many people who've played college or high-level high school basketball can get above the rim.
That's not the argument. I don't know what your argument is. You said rec league basketball
well, those
players.
Are the people that populate
you seem
rec
to
league.
think that what you're talking about is professional basketball.
No, not professional.
You
but
like
like
talking the same
high-level
way that
organized.
like my buddies, you know, like there's a lot of like ex-OHLers that play rec league
Yes,
hockey.
that is
with my
exactly
friends.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So how many? What percentage of that do you think comprises like beer league hockey?
I don't know, like 40, 50%.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who played high school hockey at a high level or
Okay, high school hockey
minor
and playing.
junior or major junior?
Okay, high school is
Major
different.
junior.
Major junior is way different than high school hockey, by the way.
Sure, or university.
Sure. Yeah, that's
I
a high
around
level.
like
You think
half of
that's
them.
half the people who play beer league hockey?
I would say so.
So you
At
think
some
that half the people playing in recreational basketball leagues across North America at some point played at least college basketball?
No, high level high school or some college.
No is the answer to that. That's not even fucking close.
I don't know about that. I don't know why we had to start with this. I don't know why I'm being attacked on this again and again and again.
Because you just refuse to admit that you're wrong.
I'm not going to back down. I've said what I've said. I think I'm right. Some people agree. Some people disagree.
Who has agreed with you?
Well, some of our
Name
friends have
one
said,
person who agreed with
some
you.
of our friends have
Really?
said,
Some of your friends, some
have
of our
said-
friends did?
have said that they know a few people who could dunk.
Yes. You mean the guy that played college basketball might know
Well, I
a few
was
people who
told
could
like
dunk?
half the people on your high school team could dunk.
You were told that?
Yes, I was.
By who?
Last night by a couple of people on that team who said like the really tall people could dunk.
There was not a single person, unless you played basketball with Mark, no people played.
Well, they went to games, obviously. Followed it pretty closely.
So now it's not only they weren't on the team, they may have went to games.
Yeah. Well,
It sounds like you're taking these claims pretty seriously.
yes.
They're untrue.
I don't know if that's true.
It's such a ludicrous take. At least you've backed off that everyone over 6 feet tall should be able to dunk. When you
Well-
didn't even include yourself in that.
Anyone who's over 6 foot and is very athletic should be able.
What's very athletic?
Like have some ups, good handles. You know,
You would need, if you are 6 feet tall or even 6'2", you would need incredible ups in order to be able to dunk.
I mean, you can travel to do it. I don't care.
You also took a shot at me.
Did I?
Yeah, and it was about someone was asked like who could do this, me or Garion, and you didn't even pick Garion because of like a physical reason. You like I can't be too slighted because I didn't remember, but it was almost like a Garion would be more motivated or something.
I think he probably would be more motivated, and you have injured your knee pretty badly, so I don't think
Yes,
you're going
but
to
you
get up
also
off that
thought
knee.
that anyone could like learn to dunk.
I think that's probably
It's
true.
fucking insane.
I think
That
that's
might be
probably
dumber
true.
than your other take.
If you committed a lot of time,
So
and
what
energy-
you're saying is if I committed a lot of time to learning how to dunk, I only trained. The only thing I did for the next 10 years was train to be able to dunk on a 10-foot net that I would be able to
I
do
actually
it.
do think you could.
That is incorrect.
I think if you put your mind to it, you could do it. It would require a lot more work because
What do you do? What would you put my mind to it? To grow 7 inches?
you just have to get your jump higher.
You have to.
I have to get my
get
jump
that
higher. I need
athletic.
to have an Olympic level vert, is what you're saying?
Okay.
Even if I had an Olympic level vert, I'm so short, I don't think that I could dunk.
I don't think people want to hear
I mean,
about this
like
anymore.
Tim, no offense, and you could say the same thing about like my son, but there's no way like Barry and Cheryl Fienberg were gonna make a boy who could dunk a basketball, even with all the like private training.
You
It's
just don't
not
have the
in
will to
it's
do
not
it,
in
Geoff.
the genetic code.
That's what it was. It was if you trained for 10 years, Garion would be more inclined to be successful than you.
Garion's shorter than me.
No, it's compared to Geoff. It's the mental fortitude that Garion has, apparently.
He could will his hamstrings and calves just to elongate over time. Mental.
There's not enough like
Fucking
shoes.
mental.
What about you're thinking like the shoes from the Seinfeld work?
Jimmy shoes.
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy was dunking either.
Or back in the day, like, you know, I grew up with like getting magazines and they'd have these like mail order in like shoes. Like, you know, I guess you call them like infomercials that like they claimed would make you dunk.
Like if you had moon boots on, you'd be able to do it.
What are moon boots?
You know, those shoes with the elastics that you would bounce up and down on.
No.
They were like mini trampoline shoes.
There's trampoline shoes?
Oh, I had these when I was young. Called moon boots.
Could you dunk in those?
No,
if I was able to procure you some moon
No,
boots,
I can't.
Would
I
you
don't know
attempt
moon
to dunk
boots. How
using
come I
moon
don't know
boots?
this toy? What do
Look
we
it up.
what?
I can't. I broke my laptop on the last show.
I know you did.
Oh, yeah.
Don't throw pens at your laptop screen, Geoff, is what I learned.
Well, that was a lot of pens. It was like the 3,000th pen that probably hit it. So
That
it
is
was,
that's exactly what I told Tim
It
before
was
the
the
show.
pen that broke the laptop's back.
Yeah, it just hit in exactly the right spot and boom, went kaput. Fortunately, it'll be fixed by tomorrow, so it's okay. All right, so you made a list.
I did.
You're always making lists, as we found
I have two
out.
lists, but this one now and one for later on.
So to put this into context, we were going to do this for a Cust Corner. I told you it's a terrible Cust Corner because Cust Corner is supposed to be evergreen, not of the moment. You actually agreed for once.
I do.
So you have the quarterback rankings for the rest of the season of the quarterbacks that you would want to try to win the Super Bowl.
For the rest of this season only. Yes, I do. For this season only.
Now, let's go in descending order here.
So from bottom to top?
Bottom to top.
Okay. So here are my notable mentions. People who did not make the list.
And it's top 10 or top
Top
5?
10. Hurts, Nix, Burrow are my honorable mentions. Burrow almost makes the list, and I know he's practicing, but I don't know when I'm going to get him back. And it's not like he was playing amazingly in the couple of weeks before he got hurt either. So and who knows where the Bengals are going to be. So Nix and Hurts missed the list. Love didn't even make honorable mention.
That's how bad he's been playing?
That's how bad he's been playing. I have a question for you both about that. See if we can put a little mark next to that.
I want to see here, before you give us the actual rankings, Geoff, do you think we can guess the 10 quarterbacks on the list knowing that now?
probably.
Okay.
Well,
I don't think there's anything outlandish here.
Let's try to do that. May, Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Stafford, Darnold.
Herbert.
I know Herbert is on that. You said Jaden Daniels cannot be on it because
I
he's
just
injured.
think the injury's going to keep him off.
I want to say he's probably got Dak on
I do.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably have Dak on mine at this point too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're missing 2, and we're probably missing 2 like very obvious people.
Yeah. Daniel Jones, did you say?
No, but he is on the list.
Daniel Jones and Baker would be the other one.
No.
Oh,
Baker
why?
is not in your
Baker hasn't run in like a month. Is that
He's
why?
not on my
What-
list.
what-
I think he's regressed a little bit in the last month. I'm not putting him
He's
in the list.
below Bo Nix.
Yeah.
What?
Why is
Yeah.
Bo Nix so high?
He's not high. He's an honorable
Yeah,
mention.
but Baker didn't even make an honorable
is
mention.
like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
He should be like 15 Nix or
Yeah.
16.
No,
Is it Brock Purdy?
no, it is not.
Is
You
it Tua?
You love Brock
No.
Purdy. It should be Tua.
No.
Jets' new QB. Is it Kyler Murray because he's
No.
going to be the Jets QB soon?
No, it's not. Can I just go through the list?
Yeah, go hit us. We'll see who we're
Number
missing.
10 is Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Number 9 is Jared Goff.
Oh, the goof. That's who it is.
Number 8 is Dak.
Okay.
Number 7 is May. Number 6 is Darnold. 5 is Herbert. 4 is Jackson. 3 is Allen. 2 is Stafford. And 1 is Mahomes.
I don't hate that list, although in no world do I think that May should be behind Darnold.
For the rest of the season, I mean, like May's only played a season and a half. And yes, he's played fantastically, but the body of evidence is not quite as strong for him. And he's one spot.
So are
below
you
Darnold.
like, you're making this list and being like, this guy would have to win the Super Bowl on his first playoff appearance?
That's
Like,
it, right?
you're
My
considering,
objective.
Like,
Yeah,
you're like considering that sort of thing.
exactly. If I'm trying to win the Super Bowl this year with like a team that could win it, like a Lions team that's like the very, very top, but isn't the very, very
So
bottom.
let's say the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, or
We'll
Colts
use-
because I have the Colts at 10.
Okay, so we'll put the Colts as like the de facto team here,
Yeah.
is that you insert X quarterback onto it. This would probably give you who'd you have at number 1?
I had Mahomes at number
Okay, I
one.
was gonna say Mahomes is number 1.
Yeah, he is. He is.
People would argue with you on that, though.
No, not he's played well enough this year. I mean, Allen has come down a little bit in some people's estimations, and Stafford is the one that's rocking it up because he's having the best season.
Mhm.
Like I really, now that we finished the week, I really do think Stafford is the MVP.
So
I really do.
I think that he should be first in odds. Although, let me ask you, Geoff, because we talked about the MVP a little bit. That because it's a narrative-based award, and let's say the season ended today. I know May is the betting favorite with Stafford just behind him. I think the voters would give it to Stafford because he's never won an MVP before.
I agree. I just agree. There's a lot of fun things you can do with Drake May, but Matthew Stafford, it would just almost be like a lifetime achievement award. You'd also think of like how courageous he is because there was the stuff in the neck stuff, right? All summer.
The back.
So there's just so many.
You had me freaked out before the season with the back.
Fucking Rams under like a goober.
You had me freaked out about the Rams because of his back.
Tim,
Yeah.
you're like the encyclopedia, so you might have something off the top of your head. But in a world where Stafford actually holds on and wins this MVP, in any like pro sport, can you think of any comp like to a guy, first overall pick, incredible career, probably Hall of Famer, even as a championship, but sort of actually wins league MVP for the first time at that like specific stage of their career?
Matt
It's
Ryan,
almost-
sort of.
Yeah,
Who?
Matt Ryan, sort of, in 2016. That was his
way
eighth.
younger.
That was his 8th season, I believe, or 9th season.
Well, this is like Stafford's 14th season.
Yeah,
It'd be almost like when Rodgers won the last time if he had never won one before.
Rich
This is like
Gannon
post
was
already being a Hall of Famer, winning your MVP.
like Rich Gannon had a very
Rich
long
Gannon's not
career.
an MVP. He's not a Hall of Famer though.
No, he's not. So those are the two I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
And it's not like Stafford ever dipped either. Like he's
No.
just having a
Or he had
better than his
injuries or-
baseline
yeah.
year, but he's always
Injuries
been
and
very
shit
good.
situation, but we always,
And he always put up numbers in those terrible
Well, yeah, because like
situations.
people talk about how bad the situation was, and you're right, the Lions weren't that great. They made the playoffs twice in that stretch, and he had the best receiver any of us have ever seen in Calvin Johnson. That helps. Not like he was completely bereft of talent in Detroit. He had a better
it was
receiver.
a talented team. It was a talented
Oh,
team.
it was
you're
a
right.
it was a talented offensive
Yeah, sure it
team.
was.
I remember. I think it was a Saturday night in 2011, 2012. There was a game against the Saints. It was just a very enjoyable, watchable game. I think it was like 45-31 or something.
It was a Sunday night football game. But
I thought it was Saturday night for some reason.
Pretty sure it was a Sunday night, and then they played the playoffs on a Saturday night.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was a playoff game.
That's what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about.
that was a
They
playoff
played in
Saturday
the
night game.
playoffs.
Yeah, that was a Detroit New Orleans playoff game. Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. I do agree that Stafford would win, like for sure, all ties against May, just cause he would.
Yeah.
Against anybody, he would win a tie against Mahomes. He'd win a tie against Allen
I
because
don't know.
they've had them. They'll get other cracks.
Well, Allen and Lamar for sure. Mahomes
Is
that's
different.
one that I
He's
think
got two.
people want to give him. But yes, that would be a tough one. I agree with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson for sure. Stafford, they like spreading it around, but getting another one to Mahomes, I think, also feels kind of paramount for a narrative.
The Chiefs would have to do a lot
the
of
division.
things. More than that, they probably have to be like the 1 seed.
I don't know about that because they started off so badly. That means they played so well towards the end of the year. And it was just like Garion's case when we were talking about Lamar as well. It's just I just don't think that he
Hasn't played enough games.
Yeah, like just missing that bulk of games is going to be too tough for him to overcome. It is they're a game back now. And
Who are?
the Ravens.
Yeah, so that was my
Game and a
question.
half.
I was going to ask you, who would you rather be right now? Baltimore or Detroit?
Detroit.
Because Detroit has like in terms of like who do you think's got a better chance really to win their division?
Oh, to win their division?
Because like Detroit has a 6-3 Bears team, which we all believe are a complete paper tiger, and a Packers team that's 5-3-1, which is trash. And the Lions are so the Lions.
I don't want to say trash. I want to say every third week they look like the best team in the league, and then in one of those weeks they're going to look like the worst team.
They haven't looked good in a while.
How would they?
They had that 35-25 win against Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
who's
on
a
Sunday
bad
night.
football team.
They're not bad. They are slightly below.
If you're the Ravens, you're a game back, and you have to still play the Steelers twice. Would you rather be, if you had to win the division, be where Baltimore is or where Detroit is right now?
I would rather be where Baltimore is because I think their competition is less fierce, and they get to win the games and get them in.
I'm not convinced that I'm not convinced
What are
the Bears and the Steelers are any different, and I'm not convinced that the Packers and the Steelers are any
Sure,
different.
but I wouldn't be convinced that the Vikings and Steelers are all that different. Like they're
Okay.
all right. Like they have three teams that are like pretty good.
Like I would like to be both teams. I think the Lions and the Ravens should both be relatively heavy favorites now to win their divisions.
Well, the Ravens are giant favorites to win their division.
The only division that's like the only two divisions that are like almost mathematically wrapped up is the NFC East and the NFC South.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers are not chasing anybody down, and the Falcons and Saints are done. And like nobody in the NFC East is going to touch Philadelphia. So those two are done. But like the Lions, I know they're tied with the Bears. The Bears are a trash team.
I get that, but
the Packers, you can't trust them. They are not a playoff caliber team right now. They'll probably still end up finding a way to get into the playoffs. That tie is probably going to help them immensely to eliminate every tiebreak. But that Packers team, like they are playing horrifically bad football and have all season.
So for context, the Ravens are minus 260.
Okay.
Coolbet.com. Join our friends at coolbet.com. If you're outside of Ontario in Canada, hit the description. I got a Matt Kuchar boost up there this week, Geoff. 41-1. Best in the world.
I haven't even looked yet, but it's Butterfield week. I'll make some bets before the end of tomorrow, but
So
I got nothing to say.
The Ravens are minus 260. The Lions are minus 150.
Okay. And I mean, I guess because there are two people chasing the Lions, not one, that would advantage them. But like,
well, is there
I would at this
parlay
point
them both, Tim.
Parlay of both would be, could that be your free money for the week? Lions, Ravens?
No, but I mean, that is probably a pretty smart one because I really don't see, short of like a major injury, either of those teams not getting there.
It's plus 130 to win the Lions.
Who's going to catch them? The Packers, who
Bears?
can't put one foot in front of the other?
Sure, but I mean,
or the Bears.
We're also talking about this in week 11. Like we got some weeks to go here.
There's time.
There's time.
Less than you think, but there is some time.
And
I agree.
There's always I listen, there's a reason that they're favored on the whole. Could I see it not winning? Absolutely. I bet on stuff all the time I think is going to win that never wins.
Granted. Do you disagree with my list, Geoff? Would you put anybody in my list that I didn't have? Or like you obviously were both nonplussed about Baker. So like where would Baker go?
So
obviously taking the one or two people out. Who are you putting in?
I would go Mahomes 1. I'm good with putting Stafford at 2 for the moment. I think that in a more competent offense, that both Allen and Lamar would look a little bit better.
Oh, sure.
Like if you gave him Shane Steichen and that Colts offense or that Detroit offense, like we were talking about.
The Colts were our default team.
I think that Allen and Lamar are better than Stafford.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to fight you if you wanted to put them.
But I think that those are the 4 right now. Then you'd have like Herbert and May just below that. I just think you have Darnold too high. I think that he is. It's the thing I'm most impressed about, weirdly, with Seattle, and one of the reasons I really didn't like them coming into the year and why I didn't like Darnold is I didn't think they could block. Yeah. They've been tremendous on the offensive line. I think Darnold's had 9 sacks all year, something crazy like that. But if you can keep him upright, that's what they did in Minnesota last year until they sustained 2 offensive line injuries that it all went to shit.
That's true.
That I don't think that he is the best quarterback at adapting to a situation that can go awry, like some of these other guys that are playing in these situations right now. So in a perfect scenario, I think that Darnold would be in the top 10. But if all of a sudden, the Colts center gets hurt and like there's a bull rush up the middle, we saw what happened to him last week when Arizona started blitzing him. It didn't matter, but all of a sudden he looked like frazzled Darnold again.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to fight you.
And that's why I would like May. I think May has better mobility, and May's already
does.
And May has actually already been dealing with that and great at avoiding pressure and getting that ball down the field so quickly.
Sure.
I'd have Baker in over Goff probably, but other than that, the same 10 guys. The same 9.
I think like Baker versus Dak is a pretty good coin flip.
Dak is playing such good football this season.
He is, but he is unencumbered with actually having to try to win games.
I guess.
Like his defense is like, oh, we're going to give up 7. Dak's like, well, I better have to go score 7. Let's just air it out.
I guess. I just felt like he deserved to be in the list. And needed to be.
I was just surprised you didn't have Purdy there. You love Purdy. I know he hasn't played.
He hasn't played all year, basically.
But he'll be back.
Maybe.
Yeah,
as I tell you with everyone on San Francisco, maybe they'll be back. And if they're back, it's only for a short-term stay because everybody other than Christian McCaffrey apparently comes and then they go and then they come and then they go again.
Do you think this is an Andrew Curse result of you not drafting Christian McCaffrey in the first round of your fantasy league, saying that he would be too injured all season, so you didn't draft him, and now he's the only guy that's healthy on their team all year?
I don't know how to explain it. I wouldn't put it down to that, but it's something. It's remarkable how, I mean, he's not going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Taylor is, but like, kind of think he's the Offensive Player of the Year. Of what he's doing by being, second in the league in pass receptions, plus his rushing total, like, I really do think he's the best offensive player in the NFL this season.
He's making them have an offense.
Yeah. The reason they're going to make the playoffs, like people say a running back can't be an MVP. He's the MVP on that team. You literally could not plug in an average running back into San Francisco, and they would have a chance at being 6-4.
It's
not a chance.
It's funny. Like, even if you put Jonathan Taylor on that team, I don't think he's as effective because he doesn't possess the same skill set that they are using him.
He's a 1-of-1, which means you can't use him to comp other people with. But he is the most valuable player on their team.
I'm trying to think. If you had to replace McCaffrey with a similar style type player, I think the closest comp is weirdly Bijan at the moment.
Bijan or maybe even Gibbs.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
I mean, maybe Taylor can be that guy. They just don't use him that way.
No, and they don't need to. They have Warren. They have good pass catch.
Kyron Williams, pretty good.
Kyron Williams, pretty good.
Kyron Williams, okay.
Yeah.
Not
that good.
Achan would be the other sort of comp. He's just
Achan, so great.
Genty on draft day.
You were pretty fired up for Achan this week.
Oh, because I did want Buffalo to lose. Like, Buffalo losing gets me that much closer to a ton of credit from Jeffrey Fienberg.
It's true. You're inching towards it.
I have a transcript of what he said on the show when I picked the Patriots to be to win the division and didn't have Allen Hunt.
Are you going to, if the Bills end up winning the division,
I'm just going to read. Well, no.
No, hold on a second.
I'm going to read the transcript, and then Geoff can answer that.
Because I want you to get the transcript of the first time the Patriots and Bills played.
And I said it was a hinge game.
When you got into it with Pat. But my dismissal of it was you dismissing his MVP last year. That's where but let's go. Whatever. You put it in there, people vote on it.
I'll just read it back word for word, your words to you, and let you respond when the time comes.
I will, but I also want you to get the first Patriots and Bills game.
I'm not your librarian. Why don't you look that up? I'll do my work.
You can just ask ChatGPT. I'd do it if I had a computer, but I can't, Geoff.
But no. Do you disagree with the general thrust of my list, Geoff? Or no? Like, where would you have Matthew Stafford?
3 or 4.
Okay.
The Burrow omission's weird because if you told me that he was on it, if you just had Burrow today, not knowing whether he's healthy or not now, knowing that even let's say he is returning to practice this week, that doesn't mean he might.
I think Thanksgiving is really the day they're aiming.
They're rushing him back too, so he might suck for 2 weeks because they're.
What about Burrow to the Jets, Tim? What's Reddit saying about that?
A lot. That is the biggest rumor in the NFL.
Right?
Not just that. They talked about it on. They talked about it extensively on ESPN earlier in the week, and even Schefter.
I would do that if I was the Jets. I wouldn't do the Kyler Murray one.
No,
I would do that.
But 4 firsts. I think the Bengals would be happy to get 4 firsts.
What if you could trade all 5 firsts? You get Hendrickson and Burrow.
Do it. I would do it. We'd find the money for him. I would do it.
You guys have the money, don't you?
Yeah, they just got a ton of money freed up with getting rid of Sauce.
Yeah.
I would do it.
And Garrett Wilson might be retired at this point. Who knows?
Not when Joe Burrow comes.
Yeah,
Look, I mean, is it unlikely? Of course it's unlikely because, people don't give away superstars. But,
the Bengals would.
But on the odd occasion, even in the NBA, people are like, oh, no one will ever trade away a superstar. And then last year we saw a team give away a superstar. It does happen extremely rarely, but the Bengals are cheap. The Bengals window is not nearly as wide as it was even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
If you're the Bengals and you're like, okay, I can get 4 first-round draft picks for a 27-year-old quarterback, I'm probably thinking about it. I probably might even pull that trigger and do it.
The new broad.
I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if it's not a fair trade.
What other quarterbacks is Reddit dreaming of for you guys?
That's it. No one else is talking. It's basically Burrow or which quarterback do we want to draft?
Or get Kyler.
I don't.
No one wants that, but I could just so see them doing it. That or Tua.
I don't think
Tua to the Jets is my dream, by the way.
Tua is going to be a Raider.
He was going to be a backup somewhere.
He's going to be a Raider because everyone who's terrible gets a stint at starting for the Raiders. It's just like a retirement home for old quarterbacks. Everyone gets a crack. Garoppolo had a crack.
Broncos.
Pardon me?
Tua would be an upgrade for the Broncos.
I didn't hate your take, Geoff. I don't think it's a good long-term idea for the Broncos, but if you put Tua on this version of the Broncos, I think he'd be awesome.
Yeah, we should have led with that. Geoff is like the most famous person in sports media right now.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Stephen A. Fienberg, as I called him earlier in our DMs.
I don't know. I don't know if you were being serious or not, but I read it. I was like, that actually makes sense to me. For this year, you would obviously want Bo Nix and hopefully he gets better. But with this offensive line, when it's It's no different than betting the golfers in Bermuda, Jeff. You don't need to have the greatest golfers this week. You need guys who can hit it to 10 feet from 100 yards out every time and make those putts. That's basically what Tua is.
Yeah, no, in this offense, in this construct, he'd be great. After the Dolphins swallow the poison pill, like the Broncos did with Russ, they can get him for nothing. Anyhow, I'm just sort of joking around. But that was as bad as it got on Thursday.
It wasn't good, but the protection was still there. Like Tua with protection's good. We've seen it.
And it's a tweet that I don't not believe in. I wrote it, I sent it, but at the same time, it wasn't a tweet that I wanted like amplified.
Well, what kind of pushback did your mentions end up with there? Because traveling over into the world outside of like fantasy gambling Twitter into like crazy person fan Twitter, which I got this week.
Because
I just made a joke last night about everyone victory lapping how good Trevian Henderson is on their fantasy team when they're 1-9 because he sucked all year. Like I'm 10-0 with Trevian Henderson, and it's like some Patriots people picked it up. Then Patriots people were coming out. Yeah. He's so fucking good. It's like okay, it's great, man. He had one good game. Congratulations.
I don't know. Vic lapping like a week 11 best ball share is. At least let it happen. I played again in my big home league. I played against him, so that crushed me.
How did Broncos fans feel about you saying that Tua was better than Knicks?
Well, that's the funny thing is all of a sudden I'm a Tua sympathizer, and these people say this. They have no idea about the history. Like they have no idea of like the attacks from Tuanon, of like my tweets in the heart of Tuanon getting blasted into like Tuanon Reddit forums and them all coming after me. I'm scared to insult Tua. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, that's what it was. I kind of turned it off, but at the same time, Pat, when they first put it out, I thought this is going to be so annoying. It's going to mess my mentions. I'm not even going to be able to use the app for a few hours. Truth of the matter is, those like official sportsbook accounts, despite having followers, they actually have no fucking interaction.
It's true.
They really don't. Someone could have tweeted something like a mid-tier influencer or something. It would have gotten a gazillion more. Those actual like accounts, they do nothing. So it wasn't anything like I thought it would be. And it was sort of a reminder that, oh yeah, those like house accounts actually are worthless.
Weirdly enough, you know, as the best of those is Underdog. Like the Underdog main account doesn't get a ton of interaction, but it has a sports specific one for each league that gets a ton of interaction all the time.
Dude.
They set it up really well.
Okay.
Like they replaced the Underdog feeds have replaced like the old Roto World feeds for me of like injury news. Like, they're very valuable accounts.
The most like hardened pro bettors use those now. Like it is so good, the Underdog feed. So you're right, Pat. They've done something that they don't engagement farm. They actually just share pertinent information.
Yeah. There's the want to do that though.
Yes.
I mean, I get it, but they've done a good job of keeping that out of the timeline and keeping people engaged.
If people want good picks, they should just copy my picks.
That's true, because you went 8-5 after a poor start to the week.
Yeah.
You rallied
It's happened a few times this year where I've actually had slow starts out of the blocks and then like nailed the last 7 picks down the stretch.
Well, I hope that's going to be me in the Superlocks because I lost again.
I won. I didn't deserve it really.
Well, did anyone deserve to cover or win on Monday Night Football?
No, they didn't. We started a game. It's such a weird week. You had 10-7 to start the week. You had 10-7 to end the week. We had 2 44-22 scoregamis in the 5 o'clock stretch and a 42-26 scoregami in the 5. A very weird statistical week of football.
I thought that 44-22 was not a scoregami. It had been achieved in like the 60s or something, but it was only the second and third time.
Oh, I thought it was a double scoregami. I'm sorry. Still,
that's what I thought.
To have 2 games land on that exact total at the same time and 2 10-7s. Strange. And they bookended it.
The race to catch Cust is drawing thinner and thinner because, Jeff, you were also 8-5 to remain 10 games back. I went 7-6 to get a game under for 500, just one game, but I'm still way back. I lost ground. The coin went 3-10 to move into last place. The coin's hot run is over. Both you guys hit your Superlocks. I lost mine thanks to Russell Wilson. Thanks a whole lot, Russ.
We knew it was over at that exact moment.
But so I lost the 3.5 on this show, but I hit the 5.5 on the best bet show. So we get to best bets. We were 8-1 with the teaser win, which was really good. And you lost your free money because you had Cleveland on it.
Yep. Not upset about it.
So
Jets haven't lost a game
were-
in 23 days. 24 days as of today, actually.
what was my super lock?
You had... No, you lost your super lock.
Yeah.
Sorry, you had Cleveland. Yeah, Tim hit Philly. I lost Giants, and you lost Cleveland.
But I was also in a dire position. There was like a moment in the morning I thought I was going to be like 1-7, and then a lot of the games turned.
They did.
Specifically Houston, which I had big on teasers to close, is the only thing I needed. So and then they actually won, which was a nice bet. Trusting the backup quarterback there. What an idiot, lucky fool I was. But it really
He
made
won the
my
game
whole
for
day.
them.
It was like a connect. It like connected so many bets. Thank God for Houston. Honestly, bless you, Houston. Thank you, Houston.
I had... you can tell when your day is not going to go your way, but you know it instantly. It happened to me in the Berlin game.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah,
there,
I lost the underdog play on the third play of the game.
Weren't we on Atlanta?
Yeah, and we were. We got the push on the show. That's why everything came up to 13. But what happened is I had an underdog ticket that involved the Kyle Pitts first catch, first drive reception, which he just absolutely muffed and dropped. Everything else hit, so that's a loss. But I also parlayed Atlanta with the under, like we talked about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And all they needed to do was Sauce Gardner had to just cover Drake London. They get up by 1. They can't not cover at that point. The field goal wins the game. The under comes in. Of course, he gets burned. Then it goes to overtime. Everything loses.
Now
Just
it's your turn to suffer with Sauce. My time is done.
Oh, look at that. This script's going exactly everywhere. We've all seen this movie.
I'm not wishing him ill, but
you claim that maybe he's not the best corner in the league?
I don't really care anymore.
I heard
not-
on
it's not
Sunday
debatable.
morning you were lamenting his getting away with pass interference.
Well, whatever.
So he is a PI merchant now.
No, I'm not. You know what? I have nothing to. You know what? I don't have any opinion. I don't really care how he does.
You were laughing pretty hard when he got burned. When they were showing the highlights and he got burned for the 2-point conversion, or when he dropped the interception. Love that.
I honestly think Tim.
I just hope the little kids who got his jerseys didn't see it, because they'd be really upset as brand new Colts fans to have to see him play like that in his first game. So I hope that doesn't let them down too much.
That bothers you a lot, eh?
You know what? You want to abandon my team for another team? Okay, fine.
Did he have a choice?
You
in the matter?
abandoned your father.
No, the kids were Jets fans.
You abandoned your own team last year and stopped watching them.
I was giving them the silent treatment. That's a form
And
of
Tim,
love.
you would play it both ways. Like if Sauce came out and played great instantly, had a pick 6, you would just pat yourself on the back for that too, I think.
All right, well then I guess I get to speak out of both sides of my mouth then. But it worked out in a way that I liked. So
you know how much time I spend researching bets and lineups and shows and getting everything ready for you? So when it's actually time to sleep, I need it to count. That's why I switched to a Helix mattress, and honestly, game changer. I have Helix mattresses all over my house. My wife and I have one. The guest room has one. My kids have one. I got a kid on the way, and eventually they're going to have one too. Even Jared over at the studio living there, I got him a Helix mattress as well. Populated with Helix, you need to do it too. I used to wake up with a stiff back and night sweats. Now I just sleep through the night. No tossing around, no overheating. It's just comfortable and supportive. I took their quiz, I tailored it to myself, and boom, I got exactly what I needed from the mattress I deserve. I think you deserve a nice one too. So go to helixsleep.com/Mayo for 27% off and exclusive to Pat Mayo Experience listeners. That's helixsleep.com/Mayo for 27% off. Make sure to enter my show name after checkout so they know I sent you. helixsleep.com/Mayo. Here's a stat that stops people in their tracks. Nearly half of American adults say they would suffer financial hardship within 6 months if they lost their primary income earner. If that stat hits close to home, you're not alone, and you're not out of options. With PolicyGenius, you can find life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. It's an easy way to protect the people you love and feel good about the future. Policy Genius makes it easy on you by helping you compare your options by getting quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. And you can talk to a team of licensed agents who can walk you through the entire process step by step. So, secure your family's future with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/Mayo to compare free life insurance quotes from top companies and see how much you can save. That's policygenius.com/Mayo. Let's talk about your Jets.
I'm kind of excited about this game. I'm not going to lie.
I wish I had my computer because I had a study that was running on it and I forgot to check what the results were before I went. But Thursday Night Football.
What was the study?
It was Thursday Night Football division games with big spreads. I think every big underdog is covered so far this year.
Some of them won outright.
Yeah, but even last week, the Raiders ended up covering. Mm-hmm. The Giants beat the Eagles outright and covered. There was another one in between that. Just the big division dogs just keep covering, whether it be at home or on the road. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe it has been. No, last week was in Denver, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 11.5 is the spread in this game. It's gone up a point.
I saw that.
Since we did the show, which, I mean, people are into New England. People are against the Jets. It makes a ton of sense. 43 is the number. I think all logic would point to New England here, but I'm going to go with you. I am going to take the big division dog because it's been coming through. I will take the New York Jumbo Jets in this game.
I got to take the Jets here. What a great spot this would be now that the Patriots feel like they're riding a high, division champs essentially. To see us knock them back down to earth, oh boy, wouldn't that beat all?
Yeah, but would you want the Jets to beat New England to allow Buffalo back into the division to ruin your credit?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, I would. No idea. You seem to forget the degree of antipathy I have for this team and all their players.
Geoff, Cust was telling us about how he's using the Patriots for a credit. What did you call it?
Yeah, they're like a stalking horse for credit. I'm just using them for credit. That's all the good they are to me.
But I did tell him that if he tries this too hard and he gets all the credit, that what if they win the Super Bowl? Then that would be the worst case scenario.
Yes, it would. Like it's good until it goes so far, and then it needs to stop. Question is, can I get this plane to land? I'm afraid
Tim is playing a dangerous game.
I most certainly am.
He's playing a he's playing a really dangerous game because like he wants to start going at transcripts. This is gonna have like a multiple way impact. Like you don't think there's gonna be return fire on crazy shit? I'm not talking about the award show, like your NFL takes. Like, come on, man.
Just challenge him to a dunk contest. You get 10 years to trade.
Yeah.
I definitely won't make it 3 people on the Jets. I agree with a lot of what you said, and I was trying to find who do the Patriots actually even play next week, because maybe you can like envision how this game, not as close and stupid as last week, but just a stupid Thursday nighter where the better team is sleepwalking or looking ahead to a big game like Denver was a week ago. But I don't know. I'll take 11.5 with the Patriots. This thing's probably going off at like 13 points.
The Jets don't score.
Okay, so
on offense.
So here's what we have so far for division Thursday night football games. Miami covered against Buffalo in week 3 as big dogs.
Dallas covered in week 1.
That's not a division. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, Dallas covered against Philly week 1. Week 2 was Washington Green Bay, so that doesn't count. Miami covered against Buffalo. Arizona came back and covered against Seattle. The Niners beat the Rams outright as underdogs. The Giants beat Philly outright as underdogs. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh outright as underdogs. The Raiders covered against Denver. So every division dog so far on Thursday Night Football. Now, it's a 6-game sample. Who the fuck knows?
And the Jets completed 6 passes last week.
And won.
But the Browns have a much better defense than the Patriots do. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close, ugly, low-scoring 13-3 type game where the Jets would cover this number.
Is the Jets defense good enough to hold them?
Jets defense has played okay.
They gave up like 24 points to Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Drake May yet, and Drake May hasn't seen us yet. So,
oh my God, what's that supposed to mean?
That he doesn't know what various things we could throw at him in this game.
But you are implying
Will McDonald is having low-key one of the best defensive seasons.
So you will have like a conclusion about Drake May, regardless in this game?
Of course not.
Put it this way: if the Jets win, Fields is going ahead of May in the quarterback ranking list.
And whatever.
I don't think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a very close game. I think the Patriots will win close.
Every single Patriots fan who listens to this goddamn show knows I'm the one who is the bigger Drake May stan. So when it's all done, like, go get your credit. Whatever.
Hold on.
The Patriots
I don't think. No, they don't. They are frustrated.
Yeah, they do.
At how much?
They do.
No. Well, you can keep saying that, but it's not true.
It is.
Like, I am the one who stuck his neck out at the start of this year and said, I liked the Patriots this year. I liked Drake May this year. I thought they were going to go deep. And I took a lot of flack from Patrick and from you about it. And you're the real fan?
I'm not hiding the flack that I
No, I know you're not, but like, you're not. What kind of twisted
any
logic are you trying?
Consistent listener of this show, if you have to ask them who's the bigger Drake May supporter, Fienberg or Tim, they'll vote for me.
Did you see the shirt that was ordered for you about Drake May? I'm sure it was showed to you.
I did see it.
So
I want to see it. What is it?
It just says "gay for May," and our friend wants Cust to wear it on the show.
I think it's a Barstool thing.
I think it is. Yeah.
That wouldn't shock me.
I think it's a Portnoy shirt.
Was he wearing it next?
Can we discuss like the mental pretzel that the Patriots now have Dolphins, Jets, and Bills fans in? The fact that at least, things change quickly, but like at this exact moment of time, they get to like walk the walk, be the peacock. That's like we had a 3-year like reset, and look where we are, and all you guys like can never figure it out.
It's been longer than that though, hasn't it? It's been since that Tennessee game.
Yeah, so 2020, 21, but they made the playoffs in 21 with Mac Jones.
And they got killed by the Bills, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But like, so really, like they've been bottom of the barrel 22, 23, 24. So for 3 years, they've been bottom of the barrel.
But they were like, even though like the last Brady year got really sad.
Yeah, they lost.
No, agreed, it got sad, but like last year of Belichick, 1 year of Mayo, this year, like I would call it I would say it's a 3-year reset. Here we are.
For sure. And listen, they're like the Michael Myers Patriots. Like everyone thought they were kind of dead.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
they haven't won anything.
Oh no,
yet.
You listen. You're trying to take credit for 7 weeks.
Here is the thing: they're set up so well in the sense that, listen, they didn't do what they weren't good last year, so they still actually rebuilt, as opposed to Washington, who you feel bad for them, but they overachieved so much that they almost forgot. They never actually had a rebuild almost. They were good from week 1 a year ago, and they bypassed the whole rebuild. And in terms of like cap flexibility, the Patriots are incredible right now.
Yeah, if you got them like a real Diggs has been good.
He has been.
But he doesn't play all the time. Like if you gave them like another legitimate receiver, like another offensive lineman, like a real playmaker on defense, like they could get those 3 things and keep Christian Gonzalez healthy and everything.
Well, they're going to need it because we're going to either have Joe Burrow or we're going to have one of the best quarterbacks in college history coming into the 2026 or 7 season. So you know what? They're going to need the help. Enjoy it now.
There were some big receivers traded that they ended up not wanting to take a part in, give up like a pick like for DK or even Samuel. And they signed Diggs like pretty late into the process. So like, yeah, Diggs is the guy, but they've yet to really venture into like a YR payday situation. So they're set up so freaking money right now.
Well, they've always been very good at picking wide receivers. So I hope they continue to do that.
It's a new regime,
but is it really? Not really.
Listen, you shouldn't be doing this. If we're going to have a vote on who the Patriot fans like more, me or you.
Patriots fans respect my position more because they know how much I hate them. And nonetheless, I have been obliged to say what I think is true, which is that Drake May is excellent. And this Patriots team is a legit competitor for not just the division, which they're pretty heavy favorites in, but like to win a game or 2 in the playoffs. And that frustrates me to no end. But
and they better get it done in the next couple years because what did you say, 27 or 28?
27 at the latest. We are coming. Bill's window is closing. The Dolphins have to do a rebuild. So, like, it's them and us, and, like, we'll be behind them with younger players than them. So, like, make hay while the sun shines in Foxborough because it's about to be gloomy.
To bring up Jeff's point about Washington, they pulled what I like to call Miami Dolphin syndrome.
Sort of.
Where you try to enhance a team that wasn't all that great that got on a hot run without actually trying to address the systemic problems that your team has.
Indianapolis just did that by trading 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner.
I feel
they were like their talent, their roster was, we've said their roster was always sort of good enough to be good with a quarterback. Maybe that's revisionist history, but it does. We've seen it in a lot of sports, and you can't blame the teams, but where you do so good in the start of the rebuild that you almost actually forget to rebuild, and the foundational core problems aren't there, and then you go trade draft capital for a Debo, and next thing, like, all the flexibility you should have, you don't really have anymore. Right? They do so good last year that they trade a draft pick for Lattimore, who's kind of already was washed when he got there. They're trying to win, and they got to conference finals, so you don't blame them. But in hindsight, it's like shit, and you wonder if that happened out of the gate with Daboll and the Giants too.
Yeah, that directly led to that Daniel Jones contract. But I mean, you and I sniffed out this Washington thing from a mile away. And yeah, Daniels got hurt. But if Daniels had been healthy all year, it didn't seem like they were very good anyway.
No, their defense has been horrific.
But they've got they're having an injury plague season, and they lost.
Happens.
Even losing Eckler like week 1, it certainly didn't help.
Giants fans are now sort of convinced that that's the landing spot for Bill Belichick. Makes a lot of sense.
What, Washington?
No, the Giants.
Good.
That's the rumor. I mean, because that is the team he'd love to finish with.
Imagine.
I'm sure he's
Imagine
looking
if the Jets hired Bill Belichick.
We talked about this. I would enjoy it just because it would aggravate Patriots fans.
I think they would all laugh at you.
I don't think they would.
I think that they would.
Firing their coach.
Yeah, the Jets are keeping Aaron Glenn.
It does seem like he's staying another year, which, frustrates me because I don't think he's the guy, but whatever. There's no point in fixating on it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
I would say that the difference between what the Colts did trading for Gardner versus like what Washington tried to do in the offseason is it's twofold. One, they play in the AFC South. So like being good, even less good than they are at the moment, is still pretty good in that division. Mm-hmm. That's helpful.
I thought you were going to say you need players you need defensive backs to face Stroud and Lawrence.
No, you take on a position of need on a guy who, you claimed he was the best DB in football. I didn't agree.
Statistically, he was the last 3 seasons.
But at least you're getting a guy who's theoretically in his prime. Now, he's not a 31-year-old DB, and you inherit his big contract, so hopefully he's there. You can build with him. And honestly, listen, I don't think that Jonathan Taylor is the MVP, but you got to try to maximize this, too. In 3 years, Jonathan Taylor's going to stink.
No, I understand going for it. It just seems like they're going really all in with a team that is really good, but they could lose in the first round of the playoffs too.
But I think that they've set themselves up now where even if they do lose in the first round this year, going into next year, they're like, all right, we feel pretty good about our team.
I stand by my pick of Colts Seahawks as a Super Bowl midseason.
You picking the Colts and then the first week, if they had lost to the Falcons, would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would have been rough. But they didn't. They won the game. They've won a couple of games they probably shouldn't have won. But
you ready to go to Spain? España?
Yeah, let's go to Spain. Nowhere cool. Not Barcelona.
I didn't realize you're so America first, Tim.
No, he wants them to go to Mallorca or Ibiza.
Yeah, Ibiza would be nice.
Yeah, Ibiza, cool. We looked into it. They have a 6,000 seat stadium. Let's go to Ibiza.
Or they just played in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Why not play in the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona rather than play here in Madrid?
Well, go to the capital.
I guess.
Why were they they didn't go to Berlin last year? They went to Munich and Frankfurt last year.
Munich also is an Olympic stadium.
What's that?
Munich also has an Olympic stadium.
Do you have to have hosted the Olympics?
You should have a massive stadium.
You don't think Madrid has a massive stadium?
I'm sure Real Madrid plays in a big stadium.
No, they play in the same thing that the Chargers were playing in for a while.
Yeah.
Where you could smoke in the concourse.
I really, really love the Dolphins in this game.
Dolphins are favored by 2.5. It's 47.5.
Who are the Commanders starting? Who are their players?
They have Mariota, son.
I heard that Quinn is going to call the defense. I'm not sure that's a step up. This is I'm not going to super lock it because it's in Spain, and I'm just not going to do it. The Dolphins are listing that way for me. My goodness, this game should. The way Miami has played the last couple of weeks, when most teams would have just sort of given up the ghost, and they haven't. Gotta say, after that Cleveland game, we all sort of thought, okay, this is a wrap. They are done. And they found a second life to give them some respect.
Are they playing for Coach McDaniel?
Maybe they are. That way he can go do a drive-by and yell at Bills fans.
I thought you would have appreciated that.
I don't.
I appreciate the pettiness. I appreciate it.
it's dangerous. I don't mean like a drunk fan's gonna like throw something at your car dangerous. I just mean, it's a fine line, like the bravado and sad sack podium McDaniel, right? So, right, like it's like a guy looks like he needs antidepressants versus a guy who's doing drive-bys at the Bills bar. But I didn't hate the move.
I'd want my coach doing that at like the Foxborough bar after a win. That would make me very happy.
It's 3-6 though.
Yeah, you know what? You're just enjoying every win that you have against a rival that you absolutely hate.
So I sort of agree with Tim, but it also, that part of me makes me want, not because I agree with Tim, it's hard to make a case for Washington. I do think this thing could even get to a field goal, because where do you make that case for Washington? At least the Dolphins, like it's an annoying international game, and the Dolphins are at least like feeling good and energized about what's happening. And, Detroit probably should have even been my super lock last week when I said, I'd play them up to 14 versus Washington. And I think Washington will like fight back in December for a run. But right now they're just so demoralized. The season is over. They went from crying watching the quarterback get hurt to getting like mollywopped by a high-end team. And now they got to go international. Like there's just no case to be made. And I don't know if Dan Quinn thinks he'll have the same effect Dan Campbell had by calling plays, but there's no bodies. I don't want to bet it. And since it's a standalone international game, I probably will bet it, but I lean Miami.
Greg Dulcich, first touchdown. There's a way you can bet the game if you really want to. So you're going to take Miami. I'm going to take Washington.
Because?
I mean, Mariota and Tua probably aren't that dissimilar, even at this point. And I do think that even though the bodies are down, the run defense for Washington is still pretty good, unlike the Bills' run defense, which has been gashed all year long. And
sorry. The Lions just scored again. I just got an email. They just scored again.
So what you're saying is that Miami's offense and Detroit's offense are exactly the same?
No, I'm not. But Washington's defense, you talk about defense don't travel. The defense traveled continents very well.
Well, I don't know.
Washington defense put on a performance which was like one of the 5 worst in the league's history.
They're not playing the Lions this week. The Dolphins have 2 plays. Give it to A-Chain and try to like throw it downfield.
You only have to eat 2.5 points against this defense.
I think that Washington can score in this game.
Oof. Okay.
And
Buffalo couldn't.
They couldn't. I don't know where that.
Bradley Chubb is a good player, and he is a good pass rusher.
That's not what you said when they traded for him.
Yeah, because I don't like the Dolphins.
But when
I'm a bitter, petty person.
When we
that's
asked
established.
Arian, but even I went back, I watched the game, I listened to analysis on the game, and no one can really figure out how the Dolphins did it.
In part, the Bills are soft, but have been for a while.
Okay.
In part, the Dolphins do have some playmakers that if they play their best, and they did play their best,
sure,
they can
but
get home.
So I feel like this line is telling us like we're buying all the Dolphin stock and selling all the Washington stock at this moment.
I mean, I'm selling all the Washington stock.
But I feel like those are the 2 prevailing narratives on these teams right now.
Dangerous.
And just in my mind, these teams are about even. Give me the 2.5 points.
Yeah, okay. Dangerous way to bet it. Dangerous way to bet it, Pat. That's why I don't actually want to bet it, because it feels so.
Then don't.
Like it's.
You don't have to.
I agree. Like sometimes just do what you're doing and like pivot off of the direction of the teams.
You want to get caught in a trap? Here we go. Ready?
I'm caught in a trap.
Carolina at Atlanta.
No, it's not a trap. It's not a trap.
Atlanta's -3.5. I think they win this game by 500 points, which means they're going to lose 42-0.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm going to shock you guys.
I'm taking the Falcons because it's not a trap line.
Okay.
This line should be like 5.5. It's 3.5 because the books have baked into the fact that Atlanta can't be trusted. I think Atlanta will cover this number.
I'm going to take Carolina under the simple premise.
Because they're a million times better than Carolina.
It doesn't matter.
And they're only laying 3.5. So I think it's a good spot to take.
You tried to warn me a few weeks back, and I didn't listen to you. And I'm going to say the same thing that you told me. Not Carolina, sorry. Atlanta, as a favorite, don't bet them.
All right, you know what? Unlike you, I will trust you. You can change my pick to Carolina because I will choose to listen to you.
Thank you. Carolina for me, Carolina for Tim, Carolina for the coin as a play against the Falcons as a favorite, Geoff.
I'm going to shock you guys. We were all on Atlanta last week.
Are you going to take your shirt off?
You want me to?
Let's see it.
No, this is
that's someone. Yeah, I don't want to. Only one guy can use that bit.
That's gimmick infringement, but you can do the Chargers.
This is like being at the pool. Keep your shirt on.
Okay. Anyone who knows me is like minus 8,000. No, minus a gazillion. Fienberg is going to mention Atlanta is off of an international overtime.
I talked about this with Pat. I was shocked. I was dumbfounded when I looked at the schedule this week. I was like, wait, Atlanta played in Germany last week and they're playing this week? I hadn't even thought about the overtime factor. Oh my goodness.
I also don't think it's that big of a deal.
Oh, I think it's a
from
huge
playing in
deal.
Berlin,
Okay.
like to playing in. No, not to say that overtime international, like overtime in general, then international, that's a bad beat. But if teams are playing from London and coming back, and it's fine, I really don't think like the extra hour from Berlin's killing you.
So, but
not like
I'm
they're
going
coming
to
from
go with
fucking
Tim's
Australia.
initial. I'm going to go with Tim's initial lean. I'm going to fade the overtime international narrative, which is something anyone who listens would think I'd absolutely love to be on. Atlanta is so pathetic, and their head coach, I swear to God, guys, he is Anthony Lynn tier clock. Like it is as bad as you can get. I'm still picking Atlanta. Revenge for losing like 40-0 to Carolina earlier this year.
Okay.
Geoff said about Detroit how he would like take them up to minus 14, then didn't make him a super lock. And me and you just sat here and laughed at the Carolina spread last week. Neither of us super locked
No.
in New Orleans.
No.
Like, what are we doing?
Because New Orleans
We're just
can't
trying.
be,
I
because
get
New
that
Orleans
they can't be trusted
either.
but it's against Carolina. Like, just you see the
Like
line.
Detroit,
like, it
you
doesn't
can
matter.
trust, but like New Orleans, you couldn't trust. Like that's
But
why.
it wasn't about not trusting New Orleans. It was about not trusting Carolina.
Yeah, but for Carolina not to cover, New Orleans had to do something.
they didn't really do that much.
Well, they had to do enough. Like their defense played okay.
And they outgained them offensively like 3-1. It's
And
crazy.
we should have seen the unknown of the quarterback as a positive and not assumed it would be like Rattler level.
Yeah.
Even if Rattler played last week, I think they still win.
No, but yeah, I mean,
I agree. Bryce Young
I
had
overrated a bit
great,
of the unknown of the quarterback. And sometimes the unknown, you'd almost rather the unknown and get what you get. I screwed up there.
You
Most
were
people
gonna say that they had a good first drive. They did not have. They end up scoring on their first drive, but they got a pick reverse that Bryce Young threw directly to the other team by some stupid penalty on defense that shouldn't have been a penalty.
Yeah, so he's done. So what? Kyler or Tua will be the quarterback there next year.
Who would you rather have? I'd rather have Kyler.
Kyler.
I think Kyler, because at least there's the chance to make plays off script. And, so much of the league as you watch games is about, once it breaks down, still being able to get something out of a play.
And it's one thing to say, well, Kyler Murray is on injured reserve with like mystery injuries that don't seem to be real, but who knows? And that Tua, I think, has played every game this season. But I feel like whenever you take on Tua, like one bad hit, then you're like, oh, now we have to play a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and
I would not want to.
We'll
He'd be a
get
great
there, but
backup.
there's a
Can
I
you
heard
wait?
rumblings off the record that Brissett might not even be playing this week.
Really? Why?
Could be wrong.
Is it
I don't know. Did he get hurt?
Tune?
Are they both going to be playing their Fortnite Call of Duty stuff?
Yes, Tim didn't know that there was a difference between Call of Duty and Fortnite.
Well, I know there's a difference. One is the spin-off.
You said that
of
they
the
were
other.
the same thing. It's not a spin-off.
What do you mean a spin-off?
I thought that Fortnite was like a spin-off from Call of Duty, like a game from a game sort of thing.
I then made the comparison that I said, would you call Zelda a spin-off of Mario? And he said, yes, because you play it on Sega. So I wouldn't really trust Tim's...
What I said was that Zelda is an homage to Super Mario Brothers, which I think it is.
They're not
It's
really-
their version of a Super Mario Brothers type of game.
Zelda's a Nintendo game. You're thinking of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I am. But also, I stand by what I said.
I'm taking Atlanta.
Just like Jumpman, Mario is a spin-off of Donkey Kong.
Did you just admit you were wrong and then say I stand by it?
I mean, I stand by what I said,
In that fact that you said it?
but I'm not sure I necessarily agree with it.
That's a new straw man, arguing against yourself. Carolina for the round of us after I've convinced him to switch his pick. I mean, I would be siding with whatever your gut is here. You're the one who's like 30 games over
I said
500.
I'll trust you. One game.
Tampa at Buffalo.
Wait.
Buffalo's favored by 5.5. 48.5 is the total. I don't want to say this is a must win for the Bills because they could lose and to make the playoffs, no
Not a
problem.
must win.
They got to win this game. They got to look like, I know they just beat the Chiefs and it's funny how quickly that narrative can shift, but I don't know what the fuck happened last week. Like, Allen didn't even play that
Their
poorly.
players said that they weren't up for the game as much as their opponents.
Well, that's
Oh boy, I like Tampa a lot here.
You know,
Tampa rebound
Bills-
spot.
Bill's Reddit must be losing their mind. You
Well,
know,
from
Paul's
what Paul is
what
telling
his
us,
group
yeah.
chats- what his group chat's sending each other. I can only imagine what a lower form of communication is saying.
Yeah, I bet it's dark. You know, you talked earlier about how like AFC East fans are in such a pretzel because the Patriots have gotten good in 3 years. Well, the people that feel the worst about that is definitely Buffalo. Because like they've had sort of an unimpeded reign of the division for 5 years and have done nothing.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of teams that win a lot of divisions and don't win the Super Bowl.
Not like no, actually not. It doesn't happen often where teams win 5 consecutive divisional championships, only get to 2 conference championships, and never get to a Super Bowl. It's actually very rare for that to happen.
Like the only team, I mean, to finally get to a Super Bowl, I know McNabb and
The Eagles actually got to a Super Bowl.
They ended, but that was like season 7.
It took a while, but at least they got to one. Like Buffalo has had 5 years sort of unimpeded. And some people thought it was going to be 6 years unimpeded, but they were wrong.
I mean, they can still win this division.
They could, but their schedule is not. Their schedule still has some tough games in
Yeah,
it.
but they need to be good. Like if they're not playing, like the team, like their upside it doesn't matter anyway.
They're not cooked. I mean, what was it? A couple of years ago, the Bills were 6-5 or 6-6, and the Dolphins had a 4-game lead in the division, and they beat them on a tiebreak. The Buffalo's not done by any means.
Thing flips instantly. The Patriots lose a game they're not supposed
agree.
to lose, and then the Bills win the head-to-head. I'm not saying
I agree with you.
I think I was watching Pat with Ryan and Connor, and yeah, the Patriots probably to get the 1 seed. Like it's easy to see the path, and the odds, for the path seem fair, but the shit, like it flips quickly, and we're only, just starting our descent down the season mountain as we're at the halfway point or just past. So a lot of ball. You don't know who's going to get hurt. But yeah, it's a depressing schedule if you're someone who wants the Patriots to lose games.
If
I can make wrong predictions all the time, been doing it on this show for years. This one seems to have really irked him.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about those futures in a second. I like that you're on board with me now because I think it was like week 4 or something when they were 4-0 that I called Tampa Bay pretty fraudulent.
I don't know that they're.
They're just not getting healthy. Like Bucky's still going to be out. Godwin's still. They're
The weird
basically
thing
turning
is,
into
like,
the 49ers.
It's November 11th, and they're already in the playoffs. So like they have literally 2 months to get ready for their first round game in the playoffs.
If that's the case, give me Buffalo in this game.
But Buffalo, but Tampa plays too physically for Buffalo.
I don't know.
This game is going to be a 3-point game. So I will take the Buccaneers to cover the spread. I wouldn't take them to win, but I am going to take them to cover. I think it's going to be like a 30-27, 27-24 type of game.
I think when Bucky Irving went out, they lost a lot of their physicality. When Mike Evans
They were
went
super
out,
physical last week.
Sort of.
I mean, they pushed New England.
They pushed New England because Drake May could barely hold on to the ball in the rain.
Yeah.
And they still covered against them and beat them on the road. Now you're asking Tampa to go on the road to colder. It's going to be cold in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters for
And
Baker
have to
or
beat
not.
them by 6 points.
Yeah.
Just don't see it happening.
Tampa's having problems scoring. And even when you look at I actually had this in my Monday newsletter, that the amount of red zone drives versus overall drives, Tampa's like near the bottom of the list. They rarely get inside the red zone. It's just when they do, they score.
Yeah.
They have a good red zone offense. They just never get there. And Buffalo's going to be fucking embarrassed by the way they played last week.
You would hope so. But like, what if?
But all of a sudden, but even just to reflect on how poorly they played in that game, if Allen doesn't throw that pick and that's a touchdown in that spot, Buffalo probably wins that game.
I still don't think they probably win. I think that there was almost nothing they could have done in that fourth quarter to save.
No,
themselves.
that was before the fourth quarter.
I thought it was in the fourth quarter.
No, that was to cut the lead to either 3 or 7 at that point in the third quarter. It was very early.
They were just getting handled by a team that just wanted it more than they did.
They couldn't stop the run. And that's my one issue with Tampa right now is they can't run the
That's
ball.
fair. No,
like
that's true.
I would, if they decide to use Sean Tucker more than Rashad White in this game, I could see Tucker going wild. Rashad White just doesn't have any juice.
You talked about how the Dolphins got pressure with nobody.
Well, Tampa doesn't pressure anyone either.
Tampa's going to wreak havoc on Buffalo.
They might, but we see Buffalo, their offensive line looked impenetrable against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yet against the Dolphins, they couldn't do anything.
Chiefs are a little overrated.
Their pass rush is better than Miami's.
Sure. Anyway, I think it's going to be a tight, physical, close game.
I'll take Buffalo, so will the coin. Tim will take Tampa. Jeff, what side are you leaning on?
One of the easier caps of the week. I've been invited to go to this game. Tempting. If the Chargers were on bye, it probably would have been an easy decision. It also took me like 2 weeks to find my equilibrium. And I don't think I'd survive a day at Ralph Wilson, although it'll be my last chance to go to the old stadium. So
maybe you might play.
I love like
Yeah.
a quarterback as great as Josh Allen off an embarrassing loss at home. I mean, not the losses on the road, but coming home now. I'm with Pat here. I'm taking the Bills.
Against not even top 10 QB Baker, not even top 13 QB. Worse than Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield.
Where was Allen on the list again? What number?
3.
3. I think that's your first ever fair ranking of Josh Allen.
I mean, if Jackson had been healthy all season, I would have had him at 4 and
He's healthy
Jackson
now.
at 3.
Lamar didn't look all that good against
That's what I
Minnesota.
mean. Jackson still needs to get up to speed. Once he is, I would still put him ahead of Allen, but not right now. Right now, I've got to be based on what I see.
That's what I envision happening with Burrow, and that's also why I don't think that Daniels comes back.
Different. That's an elbow on a non-throwing shoulder. It's a slightly different injury.
A dislocated elbow is just
It's not great, but it's not a leg injury. It's not a knee injury.
Sure, but like you're just out of game speed. If you have nothing to play for, they'll just say it hurts more than it does.
I really want Joe Burrow.
You get Joe Burrow. Go
I
get
really
him.
do.
You got the
I
capital to
really
go
do
get
want
him.
him.
We gave
There's
up
no
4
way the Bengals actually could move him and survive that PR situation. You just
4
pay your
first-round
great
picks?
quarterback.
4 first-round picks?
You think they get a package deal with Chase? Give up Garrett Wilson, 5 first, and get Chase and Burrow?
I don't think that would do it, honestly. I don't think the 5 first would get Burrow and Chase.
No, I don't think so either. Even if Garrett Wilson was in the mix, I don't.
Maybe if Wilson was in the mix.
But then
too.
what's the point? Like, there's no point in alternating Chase.
Okay,
Wilson.
yeah,
I
let's
can't
get
find that
Burrow
huge.
and Chase. We're turning into like Jets radio.
Well, that's
like
it.
home fan radio. Wow. Can I trade Aki Berg for Rob Blake? I've seen those calls. I've seen those calls.
But listen, what your example is kind of odd, but 5 first plus Garrett Wilson for those two, I would think like if you ran that through, I think it would be like equal value.
It would be the biggest trade in the history of sports.
No,
5 firsts?
Dallas, Herschel Walker.
That was 3 first-round
I
picks.
thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 8 picks.
Like Ricky
over-
Williams got an entire draft,
That's true.
but like
Only to open up a marijuana shop next to Geoff.
after he played for Jeff's Argonauts. Were you there, Jeff, when he played for the Argonauts? That would be
Yeah, I
the
worked
era you were
there.
working there.
That was a boon. Yeah, I was there.
So that we're doing futures. We're doing.
Did you run into him when you were working there?
Yeah, of course.
Like just in the elevator, or like did you like did
No,
he know
listen,
who
the
you were?
Players, hear me out. The players don't hang out at the stadium ever, other than game day.
Did not go there to like work out,
No, they go to like the facility.
which I just assumed was in the Skydome.
No, Skydome has way too much going.
No, they
Sure, there's,
they
like,
would
some
like
there, but-
practice it. You know, it's the Canadian Football League, so it'd be at some stupid like Glendon College or something. It was pretty ghetto, truth be told.
4 futures were given out on the Monday show. Because we're just looking at the future market to try to find like what do you think is value after we do our Monday Night Football prop draft, which went 7-1 this week.
Pretty good.
Of course, mine was the loser, and it blew up my underdog. And I got greedy with my Christian Watson longest reception on Coolbet, and it blew up that too by a half yard. Just a bad. I told you the week started off bad. It continued to go as poorly as possible on everything that I needed. But what do you think is the best bet of these? Denver to miss the playoffs at 8-1.
Whoa.
New England to be the 1 seed at 2-1. Baltimore to win the Super Bowl at 14-1. Or the Titans under 2.5 wins plus 140.
Ding, 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 ding.
After Connor said it, I was like, that is the one.
Because they can, as we've been saying for weeks, fluke into a win and everything goes right, but they can't do it twice more. They already did it once. I mean, that's sort of segueing us into this next game here.
Do you think I didn't plan that out?
Well, it's quite brilliant.
You
This
didn't
is
need
good.
to tell
This
the
is
people.
very good producing. This is very good producing. This going on here. Even better than Jeff's producing of shutting down those trades that people wanted to make for
Aki Berg.
Aki Berg.
Aki, how's your burger?
This line is incomprehensibly short. It's like the people who write books have had amnesia, or the people who are going to the books to take Tennessee +7 have amnesia. Like, in what world are the Titans only a 7-point underdog? There's like 6 points of free money here.
I'm with
I'm
you.
taking Houston. Houston is on the parlay. Houston is going to be my Superlock. Ruined. Surprise.
I was going to take
We'll go together then. Taking the Texans. Like, this Tennessee team And like, I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong either. I picked my thought process was right about finding a team that wasn't the Texans to win the division.
Transcript.
But I picked the wrong team to get there. I should have picked the Colts, not the Titans. This Titans team is historically horrific. Just,
I agree with you.
The spread is wrong.
So in order to cover this number against the Chargers, they had to have a defensive and kick return touchdown, and they still almost didn't cover a giant number. And I think that Stroud's going to be back, isn't he? Hell, if it's not, you got Davis Mills looking like Michael Vick on the field.
I don't care.
Yeah, I like Houston -7 here, Geoff. I don't get it either. I think when we guess the spread, I guess 12.
Yeah.
I'm not going to join you guys. I'll play the other side. I'll take the Titans off a bye.
Did they change all their players for new players? Did they use their bye for that?
Listen, once we actually see injury reports, my opinion could change here. Jeffrey Simmons, Arden Key, Calvin Ridley. There's a big list of them. I don't know. I'm going to take the Titans off, just off the bye. I actually don't think it's a for sure Stroud is playing this week.
I know I said, even if it's not, it's okay.
I wouldn't rush him back.
I mean, I would.
I would not rush him back in this game. If you can't beat the Titans with your backup, you're not going anywhere anyway.
Houston saved its season last week.
It sure
they lose
did.
that game, they're cooked.
They sure did. And like, again, the Titans are cartoonishly bad. That's how bad they are. Like, no, sir, 7 points is silly.
Jared, did you end up betting the Dolphins money line? You weren't here.
No.
Because you were late to coming on the stream. Jared, to tell Geoff what you said when you came in right when we were starting the Red Zone stream.
Oh, yeah. The Sharp Stack, I was like scrolling through looking for props, and it said out of nowhere, the Dolphins were one of the best value bets on the board. It's like plus 380. And obviously I was like, well, that seems fucking foolish. I was like, I get the spread, not the money line. Sure enough, up like 16-0 immediately.
The computer knows.
Computer knows, man.
Watch out for the computer.
What's his thinking?
4for4.com/Mayo. Use code Mayo50. Get a free week of Sharp Stack, and then you can choose whether to sign up or not, but you'd get 50% off the monthly plan if that's what you want to do. We got a loser leaves town match, I feel like, between the Bears at the Vikings. Vikings are favored by 3. It's more for Minnesota. Minnesota loses.
Not for the Bears. The Bears, if they lose, would go 6-4.
Yeah, but the Bears need to win one of these types of games.
I agree.
They should have won this game earlier this year and then blew it at the end.
No, I agree. I like the Vikings.
I like the Vikings too, but I feel like I shouldn't.
And it's not a play on Minnesota. It's a play against Chicago. I don't trust this team.
I tried that last week.
I think they're the NFC Steelers.
Different than the Steelers.
Slightly, but like equally underwhelming and untrustable.
No, because the Steelers just seem like a team, like, from a fan base perspective, like the mindsets of the organization, the stages of where they are, and like the programs are in totally different places that I can't even comprehend the comp.
I know, I get what you're saying, that they feel like the similar level of team. Like they'll beat bad teams. They should beat bad teams. They
win in fluky ways. They've got all these turnovers. The Steelers have won all these games because they have had turnovers. I think they're actually very similar to one another this season.
The difference is I think Caleb Williams is getting a lot better.
Great. Agreed.
He's having moments. He's having some
bailed on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a flawed quarterback.
Yeah,
he didn't make that list. Didn't come close to that list.
No.
So we're probably all on the same page here because, well, I don't know where Pat is, but I'm almost just like, it didn't matter who the Bears were playing this week. I would blindly fade them and just hope that the other team doesn't turn the ball over. And I trust like Kevin O'Connell to just make it like, I just trust the Vikings to play like a smart brand of football. And that's probably enough to beat the Bears because they're having a lot of fun. They're looking good, but they're beating like dumb teams.
Yeah.
And the Vikings might be like not a great team, but I don't think they're a dumb team.
No, I mean, 2 weeks ago, they played a really good game and beat the Lions. Like the Vikings have that in them, right? The Vikings have that in them. If they play a good game, they can beat teams that are like, and the Lions are a step above the Bears. So like the Bears are going to have to play an excellent game to win this game.
Or you could just get Bears luck on their side, and something foolish will happen. And they're like, isn't that what happened? I totally forget what happened. The Bears beat the Raiders on something stupid earlier this season. I forget what. There's been so many stupid Bears things that they won that game somehow.
I mean, when these two teams played in week 1, I mean, the
Bears had the game won.
Gave the game away.
Yeah. I think the Bears will be able to move the ball on this defense. And then it's up to 50-50 JJ. Is it going to be one of the good throws or one of the throws that just don't go to anyone? Who was it that I mentioned when we were watching the games, I totally spaced on who it was, that it looked like the quarterback was trying to knock someone out in the crowd. Like he must have saw someone like trying to commit assault on someone and threw a football at them.
Oh,
because the ball went nowhere near anyone.
Yeah. What game was that? Oh, goodness. It was in the end zone.
Yeah.
It was just Davis Mills, I think, who threw it in the end zone at somebody, basically. Like the third row. Hey, catch.
I'll take Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota's a better team overall.
I think so too.
Is that our first consensus?
Yeah, the coin did take Chicago, however.
Great.
Green Bay and the Giants. The Giants are 7.5-point dogs at home to Green Bay. 44 is the total. I am going to take Green Bay. It's Russell Wilson starting, I'm pretty sure.
Don't care.
I care that Russell...
Don't care.
I had a 10-point lead with a 3.5-point spread. with the Giants, like, oh no, Russell Wilson's coming in.
How does Green Bay do against teams that are significantly worse than them?
Very poor. I think their defense might actually be able to score them some points this week if Russ is playing.
I like the Giants and the points.
If this was Dart, I would like the Giants.
If this was what I think the spread really should be, which is like Green Bay minus 4.5, okay. It's 7.5 because the Giants haven't been playing great and they have a backup in who no one believes in. But like the Packers have to prove it to me. I don't think they're worthy of 7.5 points right now. They haven't played enough good football to warrant that. I have to take the Giants.
The biggest positive for the Packers and why the Packers, it's not that I necessarily believe in them, Geoff, but in order to be a contender by the time that the playoffs come along, is their defense is lights out. They're one of the 5 best defenses. And playing a historically like inept quarterback at this point of his career, it's just a big positive for me. So I'm just going to take Green Bay, and maybe Jacobs can run 38 times in this game.
Not as inept as Bryce Young, who beat them.
Almost like any number they want to offer. So this one isn't high enough.
Oof.
I don't believe Dart is going to play. The stadium, like it's going to, like 25,000 Giants fans are going to show up, and Packer fans are just going to invade them. They got to get off the mat, so they're going to dummy. They're going to dummy the Giants.
If the Giants defense was playing better, I could see the case. And that was the thing with Carolina. Like they, not only did they play good run D in that game, and it's happened 2 weeks in a row now with the Packers that like their play calling doesn't make any sense.
The Giants defense played really good for 3.5 quarters on Sunday. They really did. It was 20-10 into the fourth quarter.
I would attribute that more to the amount of drops that the Bears had. These guys were wide open. They kept dropping the ball.
Green Bay doesn't have anyone to catch the football.
Well, they have DBs that they try to throw to.
I like Love has regressed significantly.
But we've seen this with like Love is like this throughout the course of like even last year.
This year it's been a lot of
it started out at the very tip.
It did, and it's just been like the opposite of the yodeler on Price is Right. He's just going down the mountain.
He'll come back up and then he'll go back down before the
maybe, but I don't think it's here. I think if somehow you are still alive in Survivor and you choose to take Green Bay here, you deserve to get what you deserve.
And that would probably be the case, because if you're still alive in Survivor, you clearly have not used Green Bay yet this year. That you maybe just take a pause on that one.
Yes.
So Green Bay for everyone besides you. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 4.5-point favorite at home after getting crushed by the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Flacco for Cincinnati again, coming off a bye week. The over-under is 49. Take the over would be my suggestion.
It was the last time.
Sure was. I like Cincinnati to cover.
I do too. I like them to actually win right on the field.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Because, I mean, Flacco didn't have a big turnover game. It's been 1 week. They're due for
coming
8
off
turnovers.
Coming off that bye and the Steelers getting crushed physically. I don't know. At least to cover. I like the Bengals here for sure.
How about you, Geoff? You be in on the Steelers? This, if we were to call Pittsburgh the Bears, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears would win this game. Pittsburgh's going to win this game. This is the level of team at home that they're going to beat. It's just by how much. And is it going to be 5 or more? I don't think so, but very well could be.
Fienberg game.
You know who doesn't want to be there sometimes?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And not listen, he's earned the right to be, well, he hasn't earned the right to be his age. That's Father Time, and it's undefeated. But he's got no interest in standing in there and delivering. The amount of times he would just like throw the ball and do a little twirl, like anything to avoid the contact once he realized this thing's going to be a long night. That being said, can the Bengals do that?
No.
Like he can probably feel comfortable. We saw Justin Fields throw for many yards against this team, so I think anyone can. But there's injuries on Pittsburgh now, and the Bengals off the bye. Those receivers could be a lot to handle. I'll take Cincinnati, but I just, the Pittsburgh flip-flop maybe seems obvious, but I don't trust them. That was they were pathetic.
Justin Fields has thrown all over both of these teams this season.
That's true.
Just in his defense.
Yeah, I think that Cincinnati will just inherently score so many points.
Yeah, they're going to score like 27.
They'll lose by 7 or lose by 3.
Or Pittsburgh, the thing is, Cincinnati sets up to turn the ball over, and Pittsburgh only wins when they crush you in turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at all the good Pittsburgh wins this year. I feel like they dummied a turnover battle.
It's true, but it's hard to bank on that happening again.
Yeah, it seems very fluky. Here's a scenario for you, which I was thinking about. Steelers lose this week to the Bengals, and the Browns upset the Ravens. The Bengals are 15-1 to win the division. They're not out of if you don't think that the Ravens are an absolute wagon, and you think that they will lose.
Well, they play on Thanksgiving Thursday.
But
if you can get Joe Burrow back in that game and you're within 2 games of where Baltimore is, you got an outside crack at it.
They got to win. I feel like they got to win this game.
Yeah, I don't know who they play next week. They probably got to win that game too.
Yeah,
they probably do.
Listen, if the Ravens just decide to win all their games, obviously they cannot catch them.
Well, no.
And that's on the table, being that they are a favorite. They play the Patriots next week. Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins. Oh, boy, Cardinals. Tough schedule for Cincinnati. Maybe they're not winning.
No, probably
I just thought it was interesting to see if they could win this game and if somehow the Ravens lost.
Who knows? Maybe Burrow's back next week if he's practicing. Maybe he's back next week.
They will force him back before he's ready to come back.
He'll want to come back if they have
and they will let him play before he's ready to
Absolutely.
come back.
Which I'd like that not to happen because I want him in pristine condition for New York next year.
You don't want him suffering another injury?
No, I don't. We can do that on our own.
Chargers at Jacksonville. It's a playoff revenge game, Geoff. And the Chargers are favored on the road by 2.5 points. 44 is the total. I feel like zagging and taking the Jags here, but just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Geoff, although you were mocking the Chargers offensive line, I thought they played pretty well on Sunday night.
I mean, it was pretty funny. I'm happy to see other people noticed. I don't really agree with them having the PFF grades up there. But, when you do, it was hard to notice that every Charger's like last or second last. Justin Herbert is truly just incredible. Like, he is...
Like former
I will now add Matt
champion,
Stafford. Other than
incredible.
Matt Stafford and Drake May, there's no quarterback on in the league that is playing better or contributing to his team winning more than Justin Herbert is at the moment. It is such a blessing to have him. I'll be honest, when he, the Steelers, they do a lot of holding, grabbing, they dare the refs to make calls. That's what they want to do. And it's just going to be tough and physical. And last year they hurt both of Herbert's ankles in an early season game. And so I got rolled up on this one. And then, me, Tim, there are a few moments after that play where I'm like, let's let Trey Lance play next week and have Herbert get a 2-week bye. But I haven't had the gall or the, it's almost like I can't say no to like ice cream, but I have been able to say no to looking at the playoff machines. But after this game, the Chargers get a bye, and I really can't wait to start looking and playing around. And I know this game is so important. In terms of like the playoff spot, even though I don't think they can win the Super Bowl, to beat Pittsburgh and Jacksonville in back-to-back weeks, as those are sort of like
the two teams that could get in.
With the Chiefs.
Like the math on our odds or probability to make the playoffs if they win this game is probably like 3x the normal game. So it's a huge game. and to win it and then go into a bye, I'd be so happy, but I'm paranoid as shit. But I'm impressed. They impressed me on Sunday night. They just fucking beat the Steelers at Steeler brand of football, and it brought me so much joy.
This is going to be such a stupid game.
The
I
Chargers,
see it now.
The Chargers are less stupid than they
I
used
know,
to be.
but-
Jacksonville's kind of like the new Chargers
I
in a
know.
weird way.
This team just took 5 quarters to beat the Raiders and lost to Davis Mills.
I know.
But it's a stupid league, so who knows what's going to happen.
I like Jacksonville.
Any reason other than it's the Chargers, and like the Chargers will do stupid
In part,
Chargers
and the
things.
Jags can indeed put together really good games against good teams. They've done it a couple of times this year.
But
I
even-
think the
even
blue,
those
and
wins
I
were
think the
weird.
Chargers are going to be an extremely popular side, and Jacksonville is going to be a very unpopular side. I kind of think the Jags are the sharp side here, and I am going to take them.
Pat, you might know this better than me, and I wish I asked the hardos. Do you like Jacksonville had a crushing injury report going into last week? Like Brian Thomas, geez, there were like 3 or 4 like key players who were DNPs all week, and if those guys don't play again, I mean that's what I'm hoping for. I wish I could even name them right now. Now I'm embarrassed.
The only one who is expected to be back is Hunter Long.
That's the tight end, right?
And he's like 50-50 to be back. But Brenton Strange has opened his window to practice. He might be back. But Brian Thomas has a high ankle sprain. He's not playing. And if he does, he's going to be just severely limited. Almost, he would be like when the Jets decided to play Garrett Wilson last week. To get him hurt again.
You know what? I want to say this right now. Don't overrate the Chargers. Like, let's reel it in a little. Like, yes, they're stacking some wins at the moment.
They're
and
2.5 point favorites against Jacksonville. No one's
No, but I'm
overrating the
saying like
Chargers.
people like think, they can be fine. Like, let's zoom out and let's look at this for a moment, friends. The last 3 games, they've played Carson Wentz, Cam Ward, and Aaron Rodgers, who's fucking washed. Sailing wide open guys, like sailing them. Wow. So, the Chargers haven't really played anyone in the last 3 weeks. Trevor Lawrence is capable of doing something really dumb, and Jesse Minter's good at making you do something dumb. And the one thing that gives me confidence that maybe the Chargers can hold the line here, friends, is this is the healthiest the Chargers defense have been all year. Like, it is essentially a full complement of defense outside of Tariq Still, who may be coming back this week. Even from like a bit of a depth perspective, they got some guys back. I don't think that people would know or care, but like a Darius Leonard, a Deshaun Hand. So the defense is healthy, and I don't know that it's good enough to win games, but if it's competent and with Justin Herbert, I hope the Chargers can find a way to get this one, get on a plane home, and then have a bye week. Oh, please, Lord.
So Jacksonville isn't that other team that we haven't brought up between the Bears and the Steelers, that they were just dining out on being a weird positive turnover team for the first 6 weeks of the year. And then that stopped, and now they don't win anymore.
Yeah.
Or they have to get the Raiders to try to go for 2 in overtime against them and stuff it in order to win. Just the caliber of teams. And listen, you can give or take Houston. They have an elite defense. Their offense sucks. And they were able to put up points at will over the course of 20 minutes against them. It was outrageous. I'm going to take the Chargers. I feel good about the Chargers.
Okay.
Jeff, are you taking Jacksonville or the Chargers?
I mean, I'm going to take the Chargers, but I've been pretty good at going the other way and getting what I want out of it. If to play a Tim strategy, but it works for me sometimes.
Hey, the Chargers didn't quite save my week. I had a losing week last week, but I overbet the Sunday night game and came through for me. So congratulations, Jeff.
There was a lot of like late heavy money on the Chargers after a week of, you guys like the Chargers, but most people were like their offensive line sucks and it's going to be a Steeler home game.
You must be happy that they're playing an early game. So that way the slate is clean and you can watch the Grey Cup in peace and not have to worry about the Chargers competitive against them.
I was going to ask you for a Grey Cup pick. I'll take Saskatchewan -3.
I was also going to take the Rough Riders. Yes.
I have listen, I want the Chargers to win this game so badly so I can just sit back and watch Denver win or lose, just physically win or lose. Like, it is a physical game and just hit everybody.
I can't remember the last time, and we'll talk about it later. Like, Denver KC is America's game of the week, or the Chiefs, they're the CBS big game. But it's the second best game of the afternoon slate. Like
we haven't had
pretty decisively not the best game of the afternoon slate.
We haven't had two incredible. Yeah, this is great. It should be great. I will be need the Chargers to win, and then I can join my family for decorating someone else's Christmas tree, which we always love, because I love this time of year, Tim. Seeing people start putting up the Christmas.
Oh, they're allowed to. So they're allowed to put.
Yeah,
you put up a Halloween decoration
it's
on
Halloween,
October
it's
6th.
real. Yeah,
And, it's history's greatest offense. But a Christmas tree in the middle of November is A-okay for you.
We had this discussion.
like baby Jesus, the whole shebang. Yeah.
You know who really gets the short shaft? Adult Jesus. Everyone's always like baby Jesus. No, adult Jesus. He's all right too. He's the one who did more stuff, didn't he? Yeah. You don't hear much
tell
about.
me you haven't brought up
adult
the
Jesus these days.
from
Just
storage.
baby Jesus.
The Christmas box is up.
The Christmas boxes don't get touched until around the 1st of December.
My wife put our tree up this morning.
Oh, way to go.
The kids were home from school, so she needed something to do. She's like, may as well do this.
Way to go. Yeah, listen, it's this isn't Halloween. Like, this stuff can start going up.
But Ian and Jake and I were talking about it before the show, as they kind of informed me. I didn't think about it that. Ian said, you got to give Thanksgiving some time to breathe here. But we don't have that.
No, and for them, their Thanksgiving is as big, if not bigger, than Christmas in some ways. So
it's bigger than Christmas.
It's like on par. Literally on par. Like the amount of traveling that takes place.
So they're like the Beatles, V Jesus?
Oh my goodness.
That was the Beatles.
It was a John Lennon quote.
That's right. Your
So
guy,
what'd you
John
pick,
Lennon.
Tim?
I like the Jaguars here. I think they're going to win. I don't know why. I really think, despite not being anywhere near good enough, the Jaguars are going to get into that 7th playoff spot. And somebody really good, a la the Chargers or Chiefs or something, are going to be left out, and the Jags are going to get in, and it's going to be a travesty.
This doesn't bury the Jags because they do have the tiebreak against the Chiefs, but it really puts them behind the 8 ball here.
It sure does.
It puts them in a three-way.
Horrible
Hold on, it puts them in a three-way dance with. We're going to assume Baltimore's winning the division, so it puts them in a three-way dance with the Chiefs, the Texans, Chiefs, Jags, and Steelers for the final spot. Now, objectively looking at it, you'd be like, well,
Yeah.
one of those teams is good, and the other three suck.
And head-to-heads don't matter when it's not just two teams.
No, but two of those might get to 10. I think if the Chiefs get to 10 wins, they're good. Honestly,
yes, they should.
They
should
and
be.
part of that would be the Jags losing this game.
That's it. I agree, but that's also why I'm taking the Jags. I think they're going to find a way to get in there.
And I need this game to happen and end, and I can get onto a bye week, and I can look at these probability things, playoff probs for the first time. But in my heart of hearts, like, I was shit at math, so take that with a grain of salt, or take this, I should say. If the Chargers win this game, I believe their to make the playoffs probability will clear 90%. If they lose this game, I believe it goes to like the mid 60s. That's how big I think this game actually is. And I hope that's emphasized this week. Like, just lay it all fucking out there and then have the bye week. But get this one because it can allow everyone to take a breath.
Yeah, if you get this one, you get the Raiders coming out of the bye at home as well. So just let's call that a win. It's not a lock. It's a it's a Sunday game. It's not a Thursday game. So they could cover that one too. We'll see. But that gets you to 9 wins. And then you got Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. 5 losable games. But you could go 3-2 in those games too. They've already beat
less losable the Cowboys.
The Broncos could be, resting everyone.
What's that? I see. I weirdly think. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule to take a hard look at it. I don't think it's going to be the case. I think they have some easy games left. But if you told me the Broncos just they pulled like what the Eagles did a few years ago, and they just ended up at like 9-8 at the end of the year, I'd be like, yeah.
Well,
after watching this team,
but they're 8-2.
I get
so
that.
to get to 9-8, they'd have to go 1-6.
Like if the Broncos just randomly lost 6 games in a row, because I guess they play the
Raiders at least one more time.
They do. I mean, they almost just lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
They got the Chiefs twice.
Yeah, they got Chiefs, Washington, Vegas, Packers, Jags. Like, if they can just win the Raiders and Commanders games, they're good.
But if they win this week,
if they split those, all the rest of those are losable games.
If they win this week, the Chiefs pretty much can't win the division.
I agree with you. Yes, that's when we get to it. I'm not picking the Broncos, but the Broncos. Look, their defense is elite enough that they can be carried and win the majority of the games I just mentioned.
Yeah.
If like they have like a key in, I know Sertain's already hurt, but like if someone else goes down, all of a sudden like they're the 13th best defense and not the second
And they
best
don't have a
defense.
quarterback. That's the problem. You don't have a quarterback you can trust.
No, but he has shown up in big spots for them. In
Yes,
fairness.
he has. And they have big wins, but
you keep doing that against better teams, it's not going to work every time.
sooner or later, yeah, you get caught.
Like, even look at Tampa tried this the first 4 weeks of the season and it worked, and now it's not working anymore.
I do agree this, to Tim's almost initial point that this game, like there's no way this game doesn't get silly. I know you say the Chargers aren't silly anymore, Pat, but the Jaguars are almost like they create the silly. Like their silly voodoo will just create silly. And it's almost the type of game that, not like for survivor purposes, but it's going to be like so crazy that it actually ends up on your big screen at like 352.
I'm not so sure it isn't the big screen game. Is
No.
that or Buffalo,
Yeah, Tampa, Buffalo,
Tampa,
Chicago, Minnesota, I think is a fun game.
Maybe.
You got Caleb versus JJ.
Can we put Carolina, Atlanta on the bottom screen?
What is the sadness game? No, the sadness game is clearly Green Bay and the Giants.
Yeah, that could go down there too. That'd be fine.
Tennessee, Houston's probably got a total of 35.
39, actually, is the total in that
Bad
game.
game.
I'm
That
like
br-
Trent from the Sunday night show.
I got a nice email from Trent afterwards.
It was fun.
No, it's good. It's listen, when you like never do that and then you do it, it's actually like you realize, yeah, no, I get how like you can. I've been off big time on spreads before too.
Yeah, I mean, he actually didn't even have that bad of a week.
No.
I just called him dead after the first game when we got it right and he missed it by a half point.
No, but his like miss, it was like his variance, his misses, some of his misses were like really wide, like in golf. Like the misses were big.
Yeah, his dispersion was like a big circle instead of the little circle. Unlike you, we were just getting them all right.
Or close, by and large.
It's tough strutting. We're going to try to do a guest picker again. Jared, is there a way to get them on the line even if we don't do video? Would that be possible?
I was wondering that maybe if we can like rejig the stream so that it's only like 10 seconds behind.
We can't rejig the stream, but what if we just got them on like, we're using Restream with Geoff. What if we just sent them the Restream link that they didn't have to do video, that they just did audio?
Maybe.
Or they could just listen to the stream that way, that they would hear all of us in real time, and then they could do their picks along with it. The hardest part about that would be that Tim and I write down our picks, and then the guest says it. But if the guest says it, what does the other guest do?
We can write it in the private restream.
Not gonna
comment
lie,
that Jared
bringing
can see.
someone on live stream that you haven't vetted is just
You've seen the people that appear on this network,
is
right?
gonna happen
tightrope walking without a net.
He could be on the phone with me.
That'd be
I feel like it's easier this way.
Well, we can figure it out. Let's see what we can do.
Anyway, if you would like to apply to be the guest picker for the Sunday Night Live show, mayomediainc@gmail.com is the address to pitch yourself. And I did throw it out on the Sunday show, is that if you had a good way to do it, that I would pick you, if that's the case that it is. People make
I
like
love how
demands
Tim-
too, by the way,
Tim
Geoff.
thinks-
Some of these emails are like, here's the week that I want to come on. And like, I can only do it here. Like, let's calm down, guys. Like multiple, like 10 people said this. Like, yeah, let's reserve like December 8th is the week that I can come on. It's like, no, like that's an immediate no. You realize that.
yeah. This is not a hotel. We're
Calm
not
your
taking
tits a bit here.
reservations.
Yeah.
Well, Tim thinks someone wants to like sabotage it.
Just you never know when you're letting someone on live. You just never know where it could go.
Jeff screen calls for live.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you
Yeah, we
have
also had a dump button though.
did
Oh,
you?
I bet you did.
Well, Jared's behind. He can turn it off.
Yeah, well, don't. This is crazy. No one
Okay.
like this is a great network and it's growing. I don't think it's at like the point where someone is like crank calling the picks show. Maybe.
True.
Whatever.
To email in to be selected, only to prank call the show. I mean, I respect the hustle from that regard. I am probably going to choose names that I recognize from the chat every week too. By the
That's
way,
fair.
Like if you're just like a one timer in the chat, then what's the point of that? Somewhat surprisingly, I actually take tailgating very seriously. Grill fired up, cooler packed, and yeah, I'm the guy everyone counts on for the food. Whether that's my home barbecues, birthdays, tailgating, doesn't matter what it is, Pat Mayo is always relied upon for bringing the food. That's why I go with Omaha Steaks, the official sponsor of tailgating. They've been America's original butcher for over a century, and everything they send is top-notch, perfectly aged steaks, juicy burgers, those thick, deli-style franks, all delivered directly to your door. I tossed the ribeyes on the grill last weekend. Crazy tender, amazing flavor, and you can taste the quality. There's no off-season for flavor here. Make your next game day delicious with Omaha Steaks. Just head to omahasteaks.com and use promo code MAYO at checkout for $35 off your order. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code MAYO. Terms apply. See site for details. Whether you like golf, whether you like fantasy, or you just enjoy lots of money, starting the second week of January, the race for the Mayo Cup is on. Join thousands of fantasy players at fantasygolfchampionships.com for your shot at over $1 million in prizes, including the $110,000 first place prize. And this isn't like those giant contests where it goes from $110 to $20. No, everyone who finishes inside the top 250 this year wins at least 4 figures. Everyone inside the top 20 gets 5 figures. And it's simple. Takes 10 seconds a week. You pick one player per week. You can use that guy once all season long. Even if you know nothing about golf, you can still play in this and try to win the grand prize. Sign up now at fantasygolfchampionships.com or hit the description and just use the link. The race for the Mayo Cup is on. Brings us to the midway point of the show, which means it's time for a mini version of Cust Corner.
Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner,
Okay. Well, there's a residue of the conversation that we had on Sunday and at the start of this show. I decided to provide a definitive ranking of the hardest things to do in sports.
Okay.
And from the perspective of an average normal person.
So
what is the hardest thing?
Dunking has to be number one because it requires you to be a certain height, which most average people aren't.
It is not in that.
But do you see where I, not to be like stupid about it, that hitting a baseball,
it's on the list.
Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Well, you've ruined number one.
But I can hit a baseball.
Not a major league fastball.
I would have a better chance of hitting a major league fastball than ever dunking.
I think.
And most people would too.
Agreed. For sure.
Am I going to give my list?
No, I'm trying to set the parameters of your list as you start.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, objectively, the average person, what I think would be the hardest thing in sports to do.
Okay.
Would you like me to go from the very top?
Yeah, give us the hardest.
The hardest thing, I think, is to hit a major league fastball. I think that is the hardest thing in all of sports to do.
I don't think that hitting a fastball was the hard part.
Make it a curveball, a major league.
I think it's
hitting major league pitching.
I think it's hitting a major league pitcher because you don't know what's coming. If you knew that they were throwing you a 100-mile-per-hour fastball
they would
down the
blow
middle,
it right by me, over and over and over and over and over again.
I mean, people blow slow pitch by you
so,
over and over and over again. But if people were like, if you went to a batting cage and turned it up to 100 miles per hour after 3 swings, you could time it.
Okay.
It would be fine.
But
once you add in the variance of him throwing other pitches, now all of a sudden all bets are off.
Hitting major league pitching, hardest thing in sports.
Okay.
Second hardest thing in sports, the 50-kilometer cross-country ski. That's the second hardest thing to do in all sports.
You said cross-country skiing was easy.
I said to get it started and like do 500 meters, not 50 kilometers.
I still don't think you could do 500
Number
meters.
3, bull riding. Riding a bull to the full 8-second count, third hardest thing. Fourth, a figure skate triple Lutz. to actually get in the air and nail that is next to an impossibility. Extremely difficult.
Okay, so hold on. See, the parameters here are way different now.
The average person to do this thing in sports.
Sure, okay, but now
That's
we're saying
way harder than hitting a ball, though, for an average person.
Yeah.
Not hitting major league pitching.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's way harder. Now, figure skating, like standing on figure skates on ice and skating around, yes. Doing some sort of like Olympic level move, the average person's no way they're going to do that. It'd be like saying hitting a home run off a major league pitcher.
Why is the third hardest? Or fourth hardest? Very hard.
Should be that what you've just listed, that is now the hardest. Because no one's going to be able to do that.
The next
Most people can't fucking skate, Tim. Your average person can't skate.
A lot of people know how to skate.
No, they don't. They really don't. A lot of people in
people.
Canada can skate.
I know a lot of people know how to skate,
No,
period.
they
Just
don't.
generally. Yes, they do. The next one is returning a serve at Wimbledon.
Okay.
I think that's an extremely difficult thing to do. Then the last one before the gap, and you're going to laugh, but I think it's dressage. Both for the horse and for the person.
Is that because the average person is so fucking fat that they would kill the horse?
It's extremely difficult to be on that horse, to train that horse, to be a part of a dressage.
So dunking is easier than all these things.
Dunking is way down this list. There's a gap. Next one, Olympic level or high level table tennis. Extremely. If you watch, and I have, like, it's mesmerizing to watch the high level tennis table tennis players play. It is.
You know who can't dunk? Anyone who plays table tennis in the Olympics.
Forrest Gump probably could have. He played high level table tennis. Next, heavyweight boxing. To fight a heavyweight boxer.
I mean, I can fight a heavyweight boxer. You hit me and I die.
Successfully, like last.
Your list is like from a pro, not a Joe Blow.
Regular. Next one, properly tip an NHL slap shot.
When you say properly tip, I mean,
Like
that would
the
be one of the
coordinated,
easier
like,
ones. You close your eyes and go like this and hope it works.
No, you have to.
You could get lucky with that one.
No,
Damn, knowing you, it sounds like you'd have a better chance of tipping a shot on a power play than tipping a waitress properly.
Ooh, boom, boom. Good
Waiting
one.
for it.
Good one. Then there's a gap.
You walked into it.
The rings at the Olympics.
Yeah. Basically anything gymnastics related at the Olympics is essentially impossible for an average person.
Wide receiver catching a pass over the middle in the NFL.
No.
Bowling a perfect game.
Okay.
Calf roping.
But you see how these things aren't equal.
Then
bowling a perfect game and hitting a pitch in baseball is not the
hitting
same
major
thing.
league pitching. Then there's a gap.
What does that
Then
mean?
these
Can I ground it? Can I roll one over to like a soft roller to second base?
just making contact on major league pitching.
And I could do that. I'm not saying I would, but that is so much easier, I think, than like 85% of your list.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
I wouldn't hit the pitch, but
this is the bottom level.
See, what you have misconstrued about hitting a baseball being the hardest thing in sports is not what you just said. It's actually hitting the baseball and like being good at it.
Yeah.
Not fouling it off or tipping it. Like you can make contact.
Being able to successfully hit major league pitching.
So what you're talking about is like being able to hit a home run off major league.
Or just hitting a single. Just driving one into the gap and getting a single. Because then you got to run to first base that's 90 feet and beat a throw.
You realize that for most people, the running the
there
90
are pros that get picked off at first doing that.
More people, I would be curious to know whether or not there are more Major League Baseball players in the world, Geoff, or at least professional baseball players versus people in the world who could bowl a 300 game.
I mean, like the premise of the list, like is, it gets you thinking, but I just feel like the execution is a little wonky for what he was trying to do.
Well, none of these things are really comparable. Like they're peaks of sports versus just random things you do in sports.
The last group.
Like no one's doing a triple axel. No one.
People do. The last one before the DFL, this is a group of things that people say are really tough. I guess they are, but I think they're a bit overrated in their
What are you going to do, like snooker or darts here?
So like dunking is one of them.
But you can't do it. And you could never do it.
Ice climbing.
What is ice climbing?
Oh my
climb
God.
glaciers. If you train I knew you were going to look at me like this. If you train correctly, you have the picks, you have a Sherpa to help you. Ice climbing is hard. Like it's harder than like regular climbing, but it's not as hard as people want to make it out to be. BMX. Again, another thing where it's I can't look at him, you're going to make me laugh. BMX. Then deadlifting. Because again, that's not a real lift. It's not a real thing.
Hold on.
Deadlift.
So on this list of things to do in sports, a triple axel is one of them, and deadlifting is one of them.
Way at the bottom. That it's far more accomplishable.
I would
high
hope
level.
so, considering every time you walk into a gym, people are fucking deadlifting.
A high level.
But what are you talking about? Like Olympic level deadlifting?
Well, that doesn't exist because it's not in the Olympics.
But I don't understand what the parameters of this are.
Like an impressive deadlift.
What's an impressive deadlift?
I don't know. You tell me, because the answer to me is nothing. But anyway, and the DFL, the easiest thing to do that people think is super hard because it's rare, it's actually really easy, is the unassisted triple play. That's just a fluke.
That's not a
That's
thing.
catching the ball, making a tag, and touching the base.
What are you talking
That's
about?
the easiest thing in sports to do.
How
It's
does
just
that
rare.
make the list versus these other things?
Because it's
a circumstantial thing that happens within the context of a game. There's no skill behind it.
That's why it's dead last. That's why it's dead last.
Like, why isn't committing a penalty in hockey dead last? I could do that.
That's even less easy.
How is that less easy?
Well, to commit interference, you have to actually catch the person. Or like
yeah,
to commit
so
charging.
committing a penalty would be DFL. That would be the easiest thing.
No, I think that's easier than
Shouldn't like pulling it one of those like strongmen who pull a car be on this list, because that was like the greatest feat ever when you drafted a player once.
That isn't. He pushed that truck up a hill with the parking brake on while it was in reverse.
Do you think that's why he sustained so many injuries over the
No,
course of his
he's
career?
I think
Geoff's
that's why
problem now.
PFF has him 37 of 38
He
right
doesn't-
guards.
He doesn't play. He doesn't play.
Right.
Because he hurt himself pushing that car
So,
up.
you
there.
know, it is a challenge that I've set out for myself. When you say what's the hardest, because it's hard to.
How is there no golf on there? Which even professional athletes say is like the hardest sport.
What else is
well,
overrated?
what would be the thing?
Hitting a golf ball.
What
Probably.
else do you think is really easy though? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
I like this easy list better.
Almost
Yeah.
all of the things in the X Games. Seriously.
Do we have a skateboard here?
Like
Do we have a
skateboarding
skateboard here?
I am not.
We are Sunday
ramp
Night
does all
Live.
the work,
Tune
Pat,
in. We are
the ramp.
moving this desk,
No,
and we
we're-
will watch Tim do an ollie right here.
I cannot.
The ramps
You're an
do all
average.
the
You
work.
said you're an average person,
I just can't do it.
but you're an average person.
I can't do any of these things.
Well, then how can the average person do them?
I'm just saying I can't do any of these things. But like, yeah, ice climbing. Like people go on and on about ice climbing.
Who goes on? Who have you talked to who goes on and
It's
on?
just
Is this like something you saw on TikTok?
It's just climbing up a glacier or ice. It's like free climbing. Free climbing's not that hard either. It's dangerous. It's risky.
It's also very. You know why
But
it's
it's
so
just one
risky? Because people who are the best at doing it die doing it because it's so fucking hard.
It's risky. But like, is it as hard as like bull riding? No. Is it as hard as like dressage? No. Returning a serve at Wimbledon? No.
I don't know about that. Unless you're Tom Cruise, I don't know.
Like, here's the thing: you think there's a better chance of you returning a serve at Wimbledon than like doing a freestyle moguls
Or
at, like,
parkour? Like, come on.
You could.
I couldn't do parkour, but the average person could do parkour far more easily.
Oh, see, I disagree. I feel like parkour is incredibly difficult. That's like gymnastics and running.
I'm not as impressed, perhaps.
Like
as some
the
of you are.
amount of body control and strength you would need to have to do that, just most average people would never be able to get to that level.
I don't know. Maybe.
They wouldn't.
Anyway, that's my list. Those are the hardest things in sports as I see them for the average person.
What about like Tour de France?
Well, I have, again, that's endurance. Biking is not that difficult. Yeah, competing in the Tour de France is, but then like, so is going to the major league. So is going to the Olympics. Like it's not quite the same. It's not
Yeah, but your standard is major league pitcher.
Pitching, yeah.
just hitting major league pitching. That's not like, that would be like competing in the Tour de France is much easier. Like there's a bunch of people in the Tour de France.
Yeah, but like biking those conditions, it's like saying like playing golf at your Muni versus like playing Memorial in Jack Angry conditions. Like it's
Yeah, I mean,
not the same thing.
yes, like I thought about golf. Like where would I put golf? Like, a hole in one is mostly a fluke. So it's kind of not
I think
there.
it's just being good, like having a better than 10 handicap in golf.
like breaking par at Oakmont. Like that would be the thing.
Yeah, but that's something that 0.0000001% of
Yeah.
like anyone on earth can do. Most professionals don't do that.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure what to do with golf, and so I decided I'd
And then
leave
like
it
the
off.
bull riding thing is also probably way too high. Not that I could do it,
But, it's just sitting.
like
It's sitting and holding.
Well, while
which
you're being
bull?
bucked
Is there
off.
like some all-time great bull, or it's just like any bull?
going to the Calgary Stampede and lasting 8 seconds on a bull?
What is the record? I mean, that sounds like an incredibly long
8 seconds
time.
is the what you're trying to get to. Like that's where like to
See, that one feels
See,
like,
that's
out of all of them,
God.
that one feels like average Joe could train to potentially do
But
that.
hold on a second. That's like the record at the Calgary Stampede versus like you're asking someone to hit a single.
No, just make contact. That's why the Major League Baseball thing should be much lower on this.
You don't think hitting major league pitching is the hardest thing in sports? Well, that's a position you can take.
I think it is the hardest thing to do for professional athletes. Because when you're talking about professional athletes, you're now putting everyone at a level where they're good at all of these things. That amongst all of the people who are good at the things that they do, that ends inevitably becomes
I was
the
gonna
hardest.
have-
I'll be honest, Tim. There's a dude from Barstool, Marty Mush, who made like a content series. He's just like an average, like above average athlete, but like a guy in his late 20s who used to be an athlete. And he's gone around to like take on major league pitchers, and he's gotten a few hits.
like,
So I don't
like
think
Jamie
it's-
Moyer.
No, against like guys.
R.A.
Like he's gone
Dickey?
to spring training things. I'm telling you. I'm not thinking they've been. He's gotten a few base hits off them. So I agree with Pat. Like for a straight amateur, actually hitting a pitch might be closer to possible than most of the things, if any, all of them on the list.
Yeah, because you could fluke into it. You could just swing at the right time and you get the hit. Like of everything you named, doing a triple axle is by far the most impossible for an average person. What? Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. What percentage of the population of let's say of the United States, what percentage of the population of the United States do you think can skate? Let's just start with that.
35%.
Okay, so
Less than 20. Also, remember that show Sports Science?
Yeah.
Used to come on? Apparently hitting a cricket ball is harder than hitting a
That could be.
baseball.
I don't know enough about cricket. I was actually going to put on my list. One of the hardest things to do in sports is asking an Italian or Argentinian soccer player not to dive in a whole game. But I just figured that's just too difficult.
Look at you.
all right, let's see what ChatGPT tells me here. Searching for percentage of U.S. population, 7%. 8.2 million people, age 7 and older.
Seems ridiculously low given the numbers of people that live in very cold climates in the United States.
But they don't. Think about where the giant populations
New
are.
York, Chicago, Philadelphia,
You also-
Boston,
there's
where it's
also
really cold.
I bet you that number probably would have been a higher percentage 30 years ago.
Okay.
But stuff doesn't get as cold anymore, so outdoor rinks aren't quite as prevalent as they are anymore. And like to ice skate, you need to be pretty rich.
You can just rent skates.
No one's doing that.
In any city.
No, when was the last time you went and rented skates?
I own
not
some, so
knowing
I-
how to skate.
Well, I don't know how to answer that because I own skates and
When was the last time you skated?
it's been like 10 years. But like, I own a pair of skates.
Okay, Geoff, what do you think that let's say you didn't know how to skate. You're 21 years old. Do you think you're going to go rent skates somewhere outdoors and go skating?
You could go downtown to by City Hall. I saw the booth. It said
I don't-
skates. You just
I
get a
don't
pair of
wanna,
But you
skates.
don't know how
sound-
to skate.
Well, you don't. That's how else do you learn? But by
But
renting a pair
people
of
aren't
skates.
doing that. And you're not going to go learn to skate on an outdoor public thing where you rent skates. That's not the spot to go learn how to
I
skate.
don't know.
people
According
do.
to some rom-coms, that's exactly what does happen.
That is true.
You would get
Hollywood would
so
tell you.
injured
don't
doing
skate,
that.
so I don't know.
Have you? Yeah, exactly.
So 7% of the population can skate.
I'm dubious of that number. I would think that's
Is that just like when our friend told you he couldn't dunk and you said you were dubious
that
of that?
seems really low to me. It seems really low
Seems like
given how many hundreds of millions live in colder climates.
hundreds of
Well,
millions.
there's 385 million people in the United States.
And how many live in California?
Like, I don't know, 40 million?
How many live in Texas?
Another 30 million?
How many live in Florida?
Probably another 30 million.
Okay.
But like New York, Illinois, Massachusetts.
There's not that big of a population outside of Boston. is
No,
there?
but there's still.
And Boston's not even that big.
It's a relatively big
How
city.
many people live in Boston? Like 5 million?
I would have said, yeah, it's like Toronto sized.
Yeah, Toronto's bigger than Boston.
Maybe its metropolitan area is. I'd say they're actually probably pretty close.
I think Toronto's much bigger than Boston is. I think.
Oh.
'Cause
Like
when you-
Toronto's, I mean, again, it depends how far you want to consider Toronto going.
Well, I mean, I think
Like,
that's
is Whitby
the
Toronto?
identical conversation with Boston.
You're right,
How
like-
big do you want to consider Boston?
That's fair. Like Toronto City, yeah, it probably would.
Yeah,
be.
like the only one that really benefits from any of that is like New York City is huge.
Yeah, and
people
Chicago
live-
is huge.
Yeah, and people live there, but everywhere else is like a
Yeah, that's
whatever
fair.
area.
That's fair.
Like, where in the States would you consider like a skating or like hockey state? I would just think Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Yeah.
Maine,
Like nowhere in like
Massachusetts.
the middle of the
Yeah, like
country or
New
the west
England,
of the country.
Minnesota, the Dakotas,
Yeah.
maybe Wisconsin, maybe Michigan.
That's the only place you would like learn how to skate
York
like as
State.
a young child.
Yeah, but like that, you're just dealing with like even right there. And I don't know if it gets cold enough anymore to have some of these outdoor rinks, which would really prohibit people from
That could
learning
be-
how to skate.
You could be right.
like
about
around
that.
here, it rarely gets cold
It's
enough
true.
to
Some
skate on a
winters we
lake.
don't have frozen lakes. It's
Yeah.
true.
So do we just take that into consideration that you have 8 million people. So let's call it 10 million. 10 million people who can just know how to stand on skates and skate. And we're talking about a triple axle now, which like 4 people in the world can
I
do.
was going to say like 50 people could.
I don't think that
probably do it.
50 people can do it. There's people in the Olympics who can't do it.
Well, they don't try it because the falling
Because they
is,
can't.
is so penal
And
to
they
them.
probably because they can't do it.
Yeah.
So that, of everything you named, I believe that would be the most difficult.
Okay.
One more.
Oh, yes.
9 darter.
It's a 9 darter.
Like clearing the leg in 9 darts. It's like the hardest thing to do.
That is not helping me. Is
There's
that
no
like
way
hitting?
Tim will respect darts. It's
Is-
just something you stand still and.
Is that
people
like
do in a
hitting the
bar.
60 mark?
Like you
over and
hit
over and over again?
180, I think it's 3 times in a row, and then you clear it from there. It's like the shortest leg of darts from 501 you could possibly have.
Okay, so
Basically
it's like
just
so
roll
it's
it.
like so, but basically that just sounds. I mean, that's why like rolling a 300 round or like in
perfect
bowling,
game?
it'd be like that should
Yeah.
be like in your metrics. That's not the same as hitting pitching in baseball. That's the same as pitching a perfect game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do see what you're
And that's
saying.
what Jared's saying about darts. Like, here's the most impossible thing to do in darts. Can you do it? That's what you said about figure skating. Whereas with baseball, and I agree that contextualizes how difficult it is to hit a baseball. But versus these other things that never happen, it can't be number one on this list.
Okay. I think you make a fair point on that.
That didn't have as much juice. I was hoping you were going to say no.
No, well, I think you do make a strong point, but like, don't tell me that the X game sports are like the world's hardest things.
X game sports are super tough.
It's just
They're the harder versions of the thing that they are.
I guess.
When you say you guess, would you agree or disagree with that point?
No, I think almost anything in the Olympics is harder.
Like, for example,
No.
like velodrome, for example. That's riding a bike. And it's riding a bike fast. It's not doing
On an incline.
It's not doing flips on a bike.
No, it's far more elegant and more athletic.
Yeah, but
It's
all
all
about
about-
I don't think it's more athletic
It's all
at
about pure velocity.
A lot of the X Games stuff is gymnastics with the sport that they're in.
And I'm not anti-X Games. I
It
actually
really sounds like
actually
you're anti-X
I actually like
Games.
watching them when they were on TV.
So don't you hate that the Olympics then has added some like extreme elements?
I
with
have-
some of the like BMX or
used to.
snowboarding.
I
like
used to.
races and stuff.
Like, what do you
I've
think?
come
is hard-
around on that to
Like,
see
what do you think is harder? Like the Olympic version, like snowboard cross, or the half pipe?
the Olympic version because you have the best
The half
snowboarders in
pipe
the world.
is the more difficult thing.
They have a half pipe in the Olympics.
No, they do, but they brought over the half pipe from the X Games because that was the big thing at the X Games, and they made this like snowboard cross thing. Just to be like, yeah, it seems like an Olympic thing to do.
Yeah, I've come around on the Olympics bringing in
Do you think you
sports.
can ski jump?
I mean, anybody can ski jump. I can't land. Anybody can go to the
Like
top.
Aerial? Like
Anyone
do
can-
something aerials?
Anyone can go to the top, strap on a pair of skis, and go down the chute. Anybody can do that. But can I land? Well, I mean, I will land on the ground. Gravity will take effect. Can I land on both skis and not break every bone in my body? No, probably not. But like, I can ski jump, just like I can jump from space. I may not make it when I hit the ground, but one thing I can be sure of is I can jump and gravity is a constant. So those two things will take effect.
A lot of the Winter Olympic sports should rate really highly on this list,
And
just
some of
because
them-
so few people do it.
And some of them did. Cross-country skiing, figure
But
skiing.
even like moguls would be another one.
Mogul
Mogul seems like that.
We're like
or-
3.5 months from that, too.
like
I'm
moguls,
very excited.
Or I mean, I think my favorite. That's something we should do is like rank our favorite Winter Olympic sports.
It's in Milan and Cortina
They have
d'Ampezzo.
cold fashion show in Milan.
I'm sure the opening ceremonies will be very fashionable.
Well, but don't the host countries get to introduce a sport that they want? That's why breakdancing was in France.
I don't know. No, the IOC is the one who introduces them, but I'm sure the host
flag-
country has
Flag
influence.
football's in Los Angeles, but it hasn't been committed to Australia.
Yeah, it's not in Brisbane for sure. the
Will
Olympics after.
Australia bring breakdancing back?
Oh, yeah. For
Give Ray Gun another run?
No, they're going to let her light the cauldron, actually,
That would be
at the
amazing.
Brisbane Games.
So you got Ian Thorpe or Ray Gun? Is Ian Thorpe still alive?
He is. He probably would be the person who will light the
I
cauldron.
mean, when I think of Australian athlete, who I'm pretty sure is Australian,
it's him and
it's
Kathy Freeman.
I
And she lit
I don't
the,
know who Kathy
she
Freeman
lit,
is.
and she lit the cauldron at Sydney, so she wouldn't give it a second.
She
time.
like the Let's Talk lady for Canada?
No, she's another fantastic swimmer.
Oh,
I love the swimming at the Olympics.
I do not.
I absolutely love the swimming.
I remember the old Bill Simmons bit about how there should be bigger medals for more events. Like you shouldn't be able to, for swimming, you shouldn't be able to win 13 medals in swimming.
Well, because
That's
there's so
outrageous.
many disciplines.
Well, maybe don't have so many. Here's what you do. Here's swimming. We'll have 3 things
But
for swimming.
there's different ways to swim and different distances.
Do we need to know who the
Like the relay swims are a
Then
lot of fun.
Why don't we have backwards running?
People don't do that competitively?
Well, you could. If you just made it up, you could do it.
I like the swimming. I think it's fun.
They should get little gold medals.
No. I'm sure the Italian gold medals will also be very stylish
I
for
hope
the
so.
Winter Olympics. Because in the Winter Olympics, they're allowed to take a lot more liberties than what the medals look like. There's more or less a default template for the Summer Olympics.
Are we like, am I like one of the few people on earth who prefers the Winter Olympics over the Summer Olympics?
Yes, because most countries don't have winter climates that will allow them to participate. So yes, a lot of Canadians would feel the same way you do.
Probably, yes.
But
Canada's also much better at the Winter Olympics.
Much better. But like, there's fewer events, there's fewer countries.
I like the fewer
There's less
events,
prestige.
I like having fewer events. I feel like there's too much going on at the Summer
That's what I
Olympics.
love about the Summer Olympics.
There's
It's
just
like,
too much, and these sports seem like completely made
turn
up.
the TV on anytime you want, and there's just a million things going on. It's sports.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch any of them. I don't need to watch triples badminton.
I like badminton. I like handball or all this stuff. I never watch it any other time. Like the big weightlifting where they don't do deadlifts, they do real lifts, like the clean and snatch.
Is this because you can't deadlift?
Whatever. I can deadlift.
How much?
Not much.
Jeff, did you know that Tim thought that the weight numbers on the side of the weights at the gym were in kilograms, not pounds?
That's an easy mistake to make. We're in a country.
It's really not.
We're in a metric country.
So when you're
where everything is
All the
measured by
pounds forever on weights in Canada.
So
no?
when
Everything is
when you
metric
put
here.
the 45s on the side of your bench press, you think you're bench pressing like 250 pounds?
I'm thinking it's kilograms because everything in this country is weighted by kilogram.
When someone asks you how much you weigh, you say
That's
it in
like the
pounds,
one thing-
which is what we're going to the gym and we're
How much
weighting
a
things
person
out.
physically weighs. It's like the only thing we use pounds for. Everything else is metric in terms of weight.
But that would almost 1v1 work side by side.
It's an
with going to the
easy
gym.
mistake to make
It's
when
not.
you live in a
But
metric
once you
country
started lifting the weights,
to assume.
you would have to know. You put 20s in your hand. You think you're curling 45 pounds?
I don't know. I see the 20. I think this is a metric country. It's kilograms. It's an
Oh.
easy
But you
and
don't
honest
inherently
mistake to
know
make.
what stuff weighs?
No.
Whatever. That's good. He feels better about himself. He's
Yeah.
a strong man.
God shows up for the strongman competition. Oh no!
It's like that. What was that movie with the bowling movie Kingpin, where they realized the reason that he was so Dennis Quaid was so good as because that the Amish do 1.5 strings, not one string, and that's why he scores so high.
Where would Big Earn McCracken rate on best movie characters ever? A Big Earn. That might be. There's a lot of good Bill Murray performances. That might be the best Bill Murray performance.
You think?
It's such a fucking heat check when he comes in that movie. He's such an asshole.
He is.
The comb over is really good.
Yeah, it's a
the
great.
bowling hand, the outfit.
Bill Murray is not bad in anything he does. He's naturally just extremely funny.
Apparently, he's a dickhead.
Maybe,
What about
I don't know.
Bob?
What about Bob? What about Bob? I think Stripes best uses Bill Murray as being Bill Murray. But what about Bob Woodby up there?
Caddyshack.
Yeah. I find Bill Murray and Caddyshack is
He's
like,
sort of doing his own thing.
on repeat viewings, it's just a bit like, okay, let's
He's sort of
move
doing
on.
his own thing.
Like Chevy Chase to me he's like the center of Caddyshack. He centers that movie in a way
I
that
don't
Bill
know.
Murray does
To me,
not.
it's Rodney Dangerfield.
Just without Chevy being Chevy in that movie, none of the rest of it works.
I guess that's true. That's a movie you should do a rewatch for before golf season.
I was on a movie podcast like a year ago where we did do that.
Okay.
I think Happy Gilmore is way better. And I think that's a generational thing that if you ask people of a certain age over, I would say probably 45 or 50, it would 100% be Caddyshack. Anyone between like 30 and 45 would 100% say Happy
But
Gilmore.
I'm 30 to 45.
Yeah, but you're
I like
basically like a
Caddyshack.
90-year-old woman.
You'll get nothing and like it.
They're both good.
Ted Baxter is so great.
I would prefer Happy Gilmore. Jeff, what do you prefer?
Happy Gilmore.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Jared?
I respect that. Have you seen Caddyshack? Yes.
You want the honest answer? Yeah, no.
No, I want you to lie to me. Of course you haven't.
Yeah, no, haven't.
I was waiting for you to say I've only seen Happy Gilmore 2. That's what I was waiting for you to
That's
say.
gross. Yeah, no, I actually haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2.
Don't watch
Well,
Happy
yeah,
Gilmore 2.
you guys turn me off of it.
Is Tin Cup the other one that's in the... There's not even a Mount Rushmore of golf movies, but there's 3 great
Well,
golf
Bagger
movies.
Vance. If you have to get to 4.
Oh, yeah, there's other golf movies that have been made. Yes, Beggar Vance is horrible.
I
Tin
don't know.
Cup is great.
There are moments of Bagger Vance I kind of like.
No, The Legend of Beggar Vance is a legitimately terrible movie.
I don't know. I like when they're like at the end when Bobby Jones is playing and he's against him. And what about the Francis Ouimet movie?
Woomlet?
You know who I'm talking. Ouimet, whatever his name is.
The proto Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, like there's a movie about him. Doesn't Shia LaBeouf play him?
Yeah, it sounds great. Sounds like everyone saw it. Tin Cup is a good movie. People like Tin Cup.
I do like Tin Cup.
Just different
Yeah, it's darker.
than the other two. What's not even that dark?
Well, the ending is. He just keeps putting ball after ball after ball.
That's
into
like
the
a
water.
winning moment for him.
I guess.
Maybe
Sort of
we
like
could
Rocky.
watch. Maybe we
it's
could
sort of like
watch all
Rocky
three.
getting knocked
and do
out in Rocky
there's
1.
an off-season project for us to rewatch those 3 movies. And
Yeah.
I could tell you the greatest, fourth greatest golf movie ever. The official 2016 Masters DVD.
I was going to say Goldfinger because there's that whole scene where James Bond and Blofeld play each other.
There's no way he found that ball.
Don't you play a Schlesinger 7? I believe that's cheating, sir.
You've won this round, Mr. Bond. I like that they had to dub all of his voice into that movie.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he the guy couldn't speak English, basically.
Oh, okay.
The guy who played Goldfinger.
Really?
Yeah. So they had him do the lines, I guess phonetically, and they put in someone else's voice. That's why it doesn't match it. It's like 1964.
I never noticed that. Interesting.
Let's get back to the games. The first of NFC West divisional matchups. The good game. San Francisco at Arizona.
Back-to-back weeks that all the NFC West teams are playing each other.
I like this.
Interesting.
Arizona's a 2.5-point dog at home. 49's the over-under. What's this Jacoby Brissett thing that you've heard, Geoff?
Maybe it's Slovis season there, potentially. But don't take my word on that. That's the backup, Kyle Slovis.
I was
Forget
taking
what
the
school he went
49ers
to.
anyway.
Why don't they bring back Rich Uncle Skelton to play quarterback?
What he's up to?
John Skelton.
I'm taking the 49ers too. It's just to play against the Cardinals.
The 49ers need one.
They do, and I think they'll get it.
I think they might actually have a really easy schedule.
Well, this has got to be part of it.
Arizona's just a very confusing team.
They are. I don't know who's playing for San Francisco at any particular moment, but this is a short number, and so it's enough for me to say, yeah, okay, I'll take these points. I'll lay these points.
Arizona was finally healthy on defense, and then they've suffered so many injuries.
That game on Sunday, though, got away from them so fast. It's hard to even judge. You blink, it was 28-0, and that can
They
happen.
got no corners. And I guess, Seattle can expose that probably better than San
most.
Fran right now.
But Seattle didn't even need to expose it. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns in 5 minutes.
They did score the long one to JSN to start.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was
if they had
28-0.
to, they could have. And I know, after the first quarter, Darnold only threw 7 passes, and 3 of them might have ended in turnovers.
Yeah.
But they turned off.
Yeah, I do
McDaniel
agree.
didn't even throw the ball in the second half.
So
McDonald.
After this Cardinals game,
Kubiak.
the Niners go Panthers, Browns, Titans. So
this is a pretty easy 4-game stretch.
This could be a overlooking the 49ers.
You got to win this game. If they have any, they're only 1 game back of the division. If you have any hope of winning the division, you can't drop this game to Arizona. They'll get up for it. They'll play well. They'll win this game.
They almost lost to Arizona earlier this
Yeah,
year
I know.
in San Francisco.
I know, but I'll take the Niners.
I'm going to take Arizona just to play division home dog. It's the only real explanation. If Brissett doesn't play, Geoff, I wouldn't like it. Although the line wouldn't be 2.5 anymore if Brissett doesn't play, I would guess.
No, I'm kind of leaning with you, Pat, but I don't have the guts.
All right, so San
I'm gonna
Francisco
take
for you.
San Fran.
The best game of the afternoon slate, the main screen game, I would wager, which you can bet the under and bet this to be 11-6 or something, just some shit game. Seattle at the Rams, Rams by 2.5, which is them telling us that this is a pick'em game on a neutral site. 48.5 is the over/under. I'm just excited to watch this. I think the Rams are better at this point in time because you can only get away with efficiency for so long. The more you get into the season, the more tape that you have, and this is a real game for Seattle. They win this game, they go the Rams are favored to win the division right now. I think they're minus 120. I think Vegas agrees that the Rams are a better team long term than Seattle, although every kind of metric would point to Seattle being the best team in football at the moment. I think Stafford's good enough to pick apart this defense. But could be no Devonta Adams. Probably Devonta Adams, but could be no Devonta Adams.
Probably in this game you want him in it if you possibly can get it. They said he could have come in last week if they needed him.
Then he's playing.
I'm going to take the Seahawks. And I'm going to take them for the reason you just described, is that the advanced number suggests Seattle is pretty decisively the best team in the NFL.
The advanced number suggests New England's not any good.
Well, and
so which one do you want to?
Let's hope that catches up with them.
What side do you want to go with the advanced?
Well, let's hope that's true in the first round of the playoffs. I think it's going to be a great game. I hate picking against the Rams because they're playing so great, but I think Seattle will be more opportunistic. I think Sam will play well. I think that they're a little bit more complete with their defense.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It'll be I don't think it'll be a very high scoring game. I think you have to grind this one out. I like the Seahawks like 20-17.
I think that Seattle has a much better back end of the defense. I think that the Rams can harass Darnold. If
It could happen. And the Rams, the problem with the Rams in close games is as good as a coach as McVay is extraordinarily conservative and doesn't squeeze that extra 2% out of games.
He's been doing that lately, though. Like I saw some tweet threads that McVay has kind of changed his stripes.
That may be. Well, we'll see. This is a big test for them to see if that actually happens. But like, I don't know. I feel like Seattle only has Arizona or the Rams have 2 losses this year against extremely high quality opponents. Seattle,
and one was just silly.
Yeah, but this meets that criteria. It is a huge game for both teams. I think bigger for Seattle than the Rams. I'm gonna take Seattle.
I didn't even notice the Rams kicker last week. Is he playing again, Jared?
They avoided using him at all costs. Really?
Oh, did they? So
another reason when it's super close on the margins, like there's
he also kicked mostly extra points.
Where's Brady this week? Because they're not going at the same time, are they?
No, I bet you Brady has been sent to either Green Bay and the Giants.
I would guess Chicago, Minnesota.
Or Chicago, Minnesota. Yeah. That's where they would have sent him.
I don't know what I almost feel like taking Seattle on the points, honestly. But I'll stick. I told you like 2 weeks ago, I think the Rams might win the Super Bowl, so I'll just stick with them.
I don't hate the pick. I don't hate the pick.
This is not getting my money, put it that way.
I'm excited to see this game.
Geoff, which side are you taking?
I'm with Tim. I'm on Seattle for a big statement win. And this is one of a few, right? Like also Denver and the Chiefs haven't played yet. These two yet to play. So some exciting. I don't really like these. I don't really like when they, we're this deep in a season and yet you still have to play a team twice. But it seems like in this instance, it's going to work out for the league. So good on them. I love the way Clint Kubiak has just been calling everything there. And I like Seattle here.
Do you want to hear the most asinine take of all time?
Sure.
I think if Seattle wins this game, it's over for them.
That is such a hot take that I don't know that I can contain myself.
I think they are better off losing this game than winning it. They will get so much smoke.
Who do they play next week?
I have no idea.
Okay. Because this is quite a take you got brewing here. So I'm kind of interested for you to flesh it out.
It's just this would be the epitome of peaking too early. If Seattle especially if they win like 30-3 or something, like really lay a beat down.
Yeah, it would mean I can
just. The Rams, can you say the same about the Rams? Stafford's thrown 3 TDs, 300 yards in like 4 straight games.
The Rams have been there.
Yeah,
the Rams are good. This we know.
Yeah,
they are sustainably good. They have been.
I really don't want to see Sam fall down. I really don't.
I know you don't.
And I really want to see him do well
for it, which sucks.
I don't want. But it happened last year. Maybe it doesn't have to happen again. It would be so nice. Like you guys were all super excited when Rory finally won his Masters. I would feel very similarly.
You think Sam Darnold is your Rory?
I would feel
you're turning this Sam Darnold into John Elway getting his Super Bowl. Shame on you.
Sam winning a Super Bowl and like that emotional release for me would be very similar to the people who backed Rory to see him win. That's
like this sets up if Seattle blows out the Rams in this game. They get the Titans next week, so they're going to win that game.
Oh my goodness.
So now all of a sudden, like they're way up in the division. Things are looking good. Then they go Vikings, loss. Falcons, loss. Colts, loss. Rams, loss. And all of a sudden, they don't win the division anymore. Like, it's setting up for something stupid like that.
Such tough games to finish after the Titans. My goodness.
They're all games they will be favored in.
Maybe
but
not.
If things start to slide, like they should be favored against Minnesota and Atlanta. But you could see both those teams beating them, right?
I agree.
Unless they just decide to finish 15-2 and like they're an absolute wagon. But just they do have that smelling of is this happening too much too fast? Kind of like the Colts, where they kind of look bad for 3 weeks in a row. But
yeah, but they've won 2 of those 3 games.
They won 2 of the 3 games, but they didn't look like the team that was just steamrolling.
No.
It just a little bit caught up to them. I wonder if that would happen if, listen, you always want to win.
I know, I get it. You can't not win, but I do like this take. I like where it's going. I think it's a hot one.
Is it because I've been wrong about Seattle all year
long?
No,
so
you want me to
such a transgressive take that I actually really enjoy it.
Baltimore at Cleveland. I was going to come on to you. Not come on to you. I'm going to come on to the show. I mean, if you want me to, I can. I'm a pretty good actor. But I was going to come on the show and say that I have an addiction, and it's betting Cleveland.
I thought you were going to say tailgating.
And listen, everyone knows how big of a tailgater I am, all right? Everyone knows it. Everyone. I've just lost so much money with Cleveland this year, and I've won with Cleveland as well. They're undefeated against the spread at home.
I'm teasing the Ravens down and taking the Ravens.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Of course you are. taking the Ravens down.
What's on your ticket so far?
Yeah, you had Houston
and
money
Baltimore.
line and
No, Houston teased down.
Houston teaser. Okay,
And Baltimore teased down.
teasing
two more to go.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8.5. I'm just going to take Cleveland. Are you taking Baltimore in the game?
Yeah, I am.
I was not especially impressed with. They got there eventually against Minnesota. Some of those were just timely turnovers as well, creating short fields. But the amount of times they got to like the 5-yard line, Geoff, and just couldn't score a touchdown in the first half. I get that Minnesota has a good defense. At home, especially, Cleveland's defense has been lights out this year. That I don't know if they can score would be the issue, but they could probably hold Baltimore to 20 points. And if they do, I think they cover the 8.5.
Oh, jeez.
The coin's with me.
12, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, can they get to 12?
Baltimore need a score. Baltimore might not need a score 20 to cover.
That's fair. If Gabriel doesn't score more than 7 points in the first half of this game, I want to see Shedeur in the second half. I don't care.
I'll go with you. I guess I'm banking on stupid, but I got no feel, and this sucks because I don't know. I'm not touching it. Cleveland at home, they're super pesky. Division game. I hate this. This is my least favorite game of the week. And it's got those two powerhouse 4:00 games. I won't even know it exists.
Until you start getting highlights. Oh, it's 17-0 Browns. And you're like, I guess I got to watch this now.
See how they blow this.
Yeah.
Like, can't we just see Sanders in the game?
They
I
don't want.
I just want to see him
sooner or later, but they don't want to play him right now.
Gabriel's touchdown pass to Judy against the Jets might be the worst ball that's ended into completion all year.
It was not good.
It was a horrible pass.
The Browns struggle against bad teams too. So like, the Ravens have an air of inevitability to them right now.
I'm not saying they're going to lose to Cleveland.
No, I get it, but I refuse to pick against them because they're going to get down 10-0, and then what? Then what do you do?
Yeah, then the game is over.
There's no back door here. Like the back door is not open for the Browns.
It's a good teaser game.
Thank you.
Chiefs at Denver.
Ooh.
The third leg of my teaser.
Denver's a 3.5-point dog at home. Division dog, 44.5. I think that the Chiefs annihilate Denver this week.
Opposite.
This might be my super lock.
I like Denver by margin. I'm teasing the Broncos up.
Wow.
The whole world has convinced themselves, despite the evidence, that the Chiefs are the old Chiefs, and they're just going to...
It's not a play on the Chiefs for me. It's a
fair
play
enough.
against the
They're
Broncos.
just going to waltz themselves to like 13 or 14 wins. I'm not so sure. I think the Broncos defense is going to absolutely constrict.
Yeah, the Chiefs kind of feel like the live money that I bet on Hillary to win the 2016 election on election night. I was like, well, Trump's not going to win.
Yeah,
I might as well keep betting Hillary.
Dig up, dummy.
Just lose all your money. The Chiefs do feel, they have that tinge about them where it's just like people are going to throw bad money in after bad money. I don't think Denver's good, man. I really don't.
Denver's offense is not good. Their defense is
awesome.
so good.
But the Chiefs can score 20 points. If they score 20 points, I think they win.
I like the Broncos like 24-17, 24-13. I really the Chiefs, who struggled to score against Buffalo, will struggle even more in this game in Denver when everybody is sort of like ready to get back on the Chiefs bandwagon, irrespective of that loss 2 weeks ago. The bye week helped them in that sense for the narrative.
Andy Reid coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Which has not been as good in
I mean, the last time he came off a bye was the Super Bowl, and they
Denver.
lost by 1 million games, by 1 million points. I think the Broncos defend, and I don't trust this Broncos team much. I think the Broncos, like, this is their masterpiece. This is their magnus opus, and I like the Broncos here a lot.
So, geez. I don't like totally disagree with Tim, and part of me in some respects thinks like Sean Payton's a straight psychopath that they almost, they saved all the good plays. Who am I supposed to cheer for?
Denver.
Yeah, Denver wins. It's starting to be Kansas City's path to making the playoffs at all becomes so narrow that you might like this is a better chance to eliminate the Chiefs than playing them in the first round of the
Slay
playoffs.
your dragon, the biggest one first, and then deal with. You know what? If you play the Broncos in the AFC title game in Denver, that's okay. You would take that. You'd take your chances. You'd rather that than the Chiefs coming to you. So,
I guess. I mean, it seems like it's just. What do we think the line was even before Thursday night football last week, though?
I just look at the way that I think
Not
of
too far from that.
That I don't know, but just let me read you some scores here in teams that they've played.
Uh-oh.
Like the Broncos have beat the Raiders by 3. And I mean, that game does stick out, and I do think that is affecting the line, to Jeff's point. They beat the Texans by 3. They beat the Cowboys by a bunch. That was a nice win by them. They beat the Giants by 1. They beat
with one of the greatest comebacks in the last 10 years.
They scored 30 points in the fourth quarter.
It
Like they were
required
getting annihilated in that game.
an all-time
They beat the
comeback.
Jets 13-11.
In a different country.
So they just got excuses then.
Then they beat the Eagles.
They beat the Eagles before that. They beat the Bengals before that. They crushed them on Sunday night. But they played, like, I think back to weeks 2 and 3, Colts and Chargers. I mean, they should have beat the Colts. They didn't. And then they got beat at the Chargers.
At the gun by the Chargers.
But they're kind of reversing that course. Just eventually teams like this get got. And whether it's this week or it's against the Commanders coming out of the...
I don't think the Broncos are world beaters. I just think they're a bad matchup for the Chiefs.
I just think the Chiefs have to win. And whenever the Chiefs generally need to win, they win.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good strategy.
When you're betting on Mahomes, or you bet on Mahomes versus Knicks.
But you're getting 3.5 points here. You're getting a lot of points for an 8-2 team at home.
You're
plays
really
amazing.
banking on Mahomes not scoring points here.
I've got the best defense in football at home getting 3.5 points. I like my chances.
Okay. And so do you, Jeff? You like the 3.5?
Yeah, I'll take the 3.5. I just hope it's a physical game.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I might have a Superlock contender for Sunday Night Football.
My fourth part of my teaser.
Interesting.
Lions are going up.
Detroit is at Philly. Philly's a 2.5-point favorite. I really like Detroit here.
Philly's still not figured it out yet.
They haven't, and Detroit has gone on the road. We just saw them outdoors on the road, put up a ton of points. They did it to Baltimore earlier this season.
Yeah.
All the concerns that I had about them going outdoors and just being inept
have been allayed. Yeah,
and like they lost to Minnesota at home, so like they could no-show the game. But even if they no-show the game, they might cover the fucking spread.
The Eagles are, because they've got their division clinched, they're not under any like anxiety. But they're been for the last 3 or 4 weeks really working through some problems. They're trying to figure out who they are as a team and how to get back to the level of football they played late last year. They're not there yet. Like last night's game is a prime example. That offense looked out of sync. It looked confused.
Which against Green Bay's defense, I do understand.
But
Detroit
the week before that, like they're working through some stuff here, and the Lions aren't not going to let you breathe. To beat the Lions, you're going to have to score a lot of points, and the tush push is not going to matter when the team on the other side runs better fourth down plays than you do and score more points. I love the Lions here in this spot. I love teasing them up. The last part of the teaser, I think the Lions are very live to win.
Yeah, I like Detroit money line here. I'd rather just take the 2.5 and have a bit of comfort, Jeff. But maybe I guess the pushback here for Philly would be Detroit secondary kind of sucks. That if they do prevent Hutchinson from blowing everything up immediately, that they do have like what they did to the Rams in that second half, that game where they came back and won, where they're just like, oh, let's go vertical and we're unstoppable. Like there's that Eagles in there. It's just they never seem to do it.
Yeah, but the Detroit can play you any way you want.
Or maybe those trade deadline moves that Philly made defensively really shored up their defense.
Sure they did. I'm sure they did. Philly's an excellent team, and they're going to be fine in the long term. But like the intensity is not nearly as high for them as it is for the Lions, who are in the midst of a fight. The Eagles would like to have the bye, but like they're going to have a home game. They'll probably have a couple home games. They're fine.
Short week for Philly too.
It is a short week. Yeah, I think the Lions got to be the play here.
I don't feel great about it, but I'm just going to fade the consensus. I'll take Philly. At some point, like something's got to click, although it does feel unlikely. Can't wait for the game. I think there are holes in the Lions defense that Philly could definitely exploit here. The total's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather's projected like for Philly on Sunday night.
It's mid-November in Philly at nighttime.
It could be
Probably
rainy. It could be
not
cold.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. It's gross here now, which sucks.
Did it snow in Toronto this weekend?
Yeah, oh my God, just too early for all of it.
I got to go buy salt tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I got hit without it.
So I don't forget not to buy it.
Public service
I buy
announcement.
so much salt.
For people who are complaining about daylight saving time, for 2 things. First, It's daylight saving
No one cares.
time.
People just-
Secondly, we're not in daylight saving time. We're in standard time.
Yes, bad
daylight
time.
saving time is from March to November. We're in normal, regular time now.
Yeah, where daylight saving time saves my depression.
Whereas standard time is better for your biorhythms, your circadian rhythm. It matches where the sun is in the sky.
I'm going to have to go to the library and rent a sad lamp for myself.
Okay.
Because you can do that at public libraries.
I don't even know what that is.
A sad lamp?
I
For
don't-
seasonal depression?
It's like
But
a
what is it?
nightlight.
Yeah, it's like a red light. It gives you like UV rays, but it's not like a tanning light.
You love tanning beds.
I do love tanning beds.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, but I don't go to them anymore. I can only go to them once every 3 weeks for 5 minutes.
Why so infrequently?
Because I don't want to get skin cancer.
Okay.
But it does, like in the middle of winter, like when it's like super dark out, going into a tanning bed, even for 5 minutes, makes you feel so much better.
I mean, I love this time of year, so I don't need the cheering up.
Oh, tough scenes. Already, I can looking out the window. It's already dark.
Isn't that great?
No, it's not. It's fucking horrible.
I love it.
Check in with people too. By the way, I know the NFL did the big thing this week, especially at this time of year.
You should always
Check
be
in with
checking
people.
Check in with your friends. If you haven't heard from someone in a while, like check in, see how they're doing.
Check in with your peeps. They'll be happy to hear from you.
Yeah.
Just don't keep them on the line for like 35 minutes, like one of our friends does when he calls. Like, just all right,
He means well.
don't need to hear from you that
He
long.
means well.
Dallas at Vegas.
After all these great games. What?
I got Geoff.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got no flex action yet, and they made the rules where shit can get flexed
I
earlier.
know. I was
Hard to
surprised.
say Dallas would ever get flexed.
You know what's also really weird? I'm surprised you haven't. Maybe you've noticed this too, Geoff. Dallas was on bye last week. So that means Dallas is playing back-to-back Monday Night Football games. Because they played the Cardinals 2 weeks ago on Monday night.
This is probably
Now they're playing another game. Like, that's weird.
This is probably ESPN being like, well, just give us Dallas.
That's
As
weird.
much Dallas as we can get.
Also, both of that, yeah, and they keep Dallas in the Southwest,
Yeah.
and they'll invade Vegas for sure.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway,
Vegas is a 3.5 point dog. At
I
home.
have a question mark because I don't know which side to take in this game. This is the one I've had the most trouble with.
I'm going to take Dallas. I just think I think that they outclass Vegas, even on defense potentially, because your main man is going to be there. What's his name? Quentin Williams.
Yes, he will be.
They got Quentin Williams, and they might get Overshown back as well this week.
Yeah.
Like if that happens,
just
like
got
their
activated.
defense. What's that?
He just got activated.
He just got activated.
Just now, yeah.
Then their defense. I don't want to say it's fixed, but it might not be the worst defense in football anymore. It might be like average. And if their defense is average, their offense is amazing. And Vegas' defense sucks, and they have a piss poor offense.
All right, give me Dallas. Although I don't love it, but give me Dallas.
And it's only 3.5 points.
I know. It seems like.
And if it comes down
I feel
to
like
it,
the home dog, like the Vegas has got to be the sharp side, but
I don't care what the sharp side is.
I am gonna take Dallas here.
Your record is better than Rob's this year.
yeah, but I can smell out. Like, not every game has a sharp side. Like I feel like there's only a handful of games each week that have them, and that's usually the right side. But-
Inevitably, the side against Dallas is usually the sharp side.
yeah,
But Vegas is.
I'm gonna take Dallas. I don't love it. I really don't love it.
They're not that far away from Tennessee.
No, I know they're not, but like kind of like the points. But I'm gonna take Dallas here anyway.
People have asked questions, mainly me. Why do you hold the microphone like that?
Like what? Yes.
Can you zoom in with that? Or just hold up the microphone and go to his one shot.
I don't know.
You realize that's why some of these microphones break, right?
I don't.
You're holding it by the cord, not by the microphone.
I don't know. Didn't learn that in microphone holding school.
But it's a solid microphone. You can hold it at the bottom. But
guess.
all right. You're holding it by the cord where.
Okay, fine. I will hold it like this. Fine.
I
don't know why.
Jeff, would have ever occurred to you to hold it by the cord and not the microphone?
No.
Okay.
I'm now holding mine for this last game here. I just pulled mine off the stand.
You're gonna give us like The Rock?
No, it's
In
just this
front
is
of the millions and millions of The Rock's fans, Tim. You remember that?
No.
Of course not.
Do you have something to say, or
No, I said it. This is a tough one because it's a delicate balance capping these games, and what's an even finer line is death swag. And you just but sometimes death comes in a form and a place where there's just it's swagless. So it's tough. This is a tough one. But I'll back the son of Marty Schottenheimer to rally the boys, to pull something from Marty's bag here. And I'll bet on Cowboys having death swag on Monday Night Football. Cowboys 3.5.
I feel like this usually doesn't work out well. I vividly recall after Sean Taylor died, they left the spot open on the field.
Well, earlier this year, I mean, like Nick Mangold passed away, and the Jets haven't lost since. They played good football, and the team's been rallying around his memory.
He wasn't on the team though.
No, but he was like around the team.
Sure, but I think losing a player, losing someone who used to play for
another
the
level.
franchise is a lot
Yes, it's
different.
another level of devastation.
It's hard. This is going to affect everyone individually. Some people, it's like when Brett Favre's dad died.
Yeah, he
was
had
like
the greatest game against the Raiders on a Monday night.
Some people use that as a reason to focus more on whatever they're doing, so they don't have to think about these sorts of things, or it could affect you completely the opposite way. We're not going to know that.
Yeah. You're right.
Chargers linebacker Deion Henley's brother is a top gangster in LA, and he was shot and killed last week, and Deion had a sack.
Okay.
And there was a lot of members, gangsters at the game on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all. This is a tough one. Well, I mean, it's obviously tough, and you feel bad for the Cowboys for just many, many reasons that are real life. But from like a strict football, I mean, this is going to sound horrible, but I'm only talking about it in like the direct context of having a football game. No, it's no buttons. I just mean like it could just sound insensitive, but the bye weeks are just supposed to be a chance to sort of refresh yourself physically and mentally. And the Cowboys had the worst bye week you can fucking imagine. So I don't know that they would get regular bye week. I mean, everything is built into the line, but that's like a bye week like no other in a negative way. So it shouldn't be assessed by like the line makers as a regular bye week. I've said a lot, but I've probably said nothing.
You're taking
What?
Dallas?
Say something, Tim.
I got nothing to say. I have nothing to contribute.
No, but why? What was so egregious that you're making that face?
I have nothing to contribute.
You think it was a normal bye week?
No, I don't. I think you're right. It wasn't a normal bye week.
we can move on. You got nothing to say. I've said what I'll say, but I don't think I was that like. I wasn't talking about shower beats, and you made that like uncomfortable. Like I don't want to talk about.
What do you gotta get shower beats? Shower beats are good beats. Sometimes you get too hot though. If you had the temperature on too hot, you get a bit lightheaded. Watch out, because even Jared talked about slipping in the shower. It's a real thing. Watch yourself, especially after a beat. It's a PSA from the PME.
Can imagine how much extra slippery the bathtub is after that.
I hadn't considered that part of it. Jared's right. Is that why you wear flip-flops in your home shower?
Do you?
No, of course.
You're holding the mic that way again.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry to stop doing it. You're going to ruin the microphone.
I'm trying not to. I really am.
So weird.
Sorry.
Does it make you feel more comfortable to grab the thin one instead of the thick?
Does. This
instead
feels
of
a
the
lot
thick
less
one?
Anyway, whatever.
Which one would you prefer to have a shower beat with for the grip?
Stop it.
So you're taking Dallas, Geoff, after all that?
Yeah, death swag. I'll bank on it.
Okay, round of Dallas, Vegas for the coin. Brings us to Superlocks.
Oy, shit, I got nothing.
You're taking Houston. I want to take Houston as well.
Then join me.
All right. You know what? As a 2-7 member of the Superlock Club, I will try to ride your coattails
Come
to
on
a victory.
board.
Jeffrey?
I don't want to do that.
Well, I'll take Houston.
No, just, tempted to do something, but you know what?
I was thinking about Green Bay.
Buffalo.
Let's go, Buffalo. Buffalo minus
it,
5.5 at home against Tampa Bay. To review your teaser, 6-point teaser, Houston, Baltimore, Denver, and Detroit.
That's right.
Wonder who gets you. Watch it be Houston. They'll sink us all.
No, if the Eagles play their best, then it would be Detroit.
Yeah, I suppose so. Although
Or the Chiefs.
Denver's a real backdoor cover team too, though.
Yeah, they are.
Did cover a 9.5. Oh, here's Bo Nix. He's down 21. What a stat line Bo Nix put up. They lost by 3.
Would be open there, yeah.
Yeah. Right, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Jam-packed show from Tim and Cust.
Tim and Cust.
Not my name.
And Geoff.
Listen, I just hope, the bad weather's here. I hope Tim finally put his winter tires on that Corolla.
Stop it. You know I don't have a Corolla. I don't know why you have to say that.
I don't have the winter tires on my other car yet. We're scheduled. We haven't had snow, though, so that's helpful.
Yes. And our alma mater is in the national semifinals this weekend.
That is true. Oh, I wonder if that line opened at CoolBet. We were able to bet.
You're not golfing still, though, are you?
No.
Our course shut down 2 weeks ago.
It's over now.
Yeah.
We could have golfed today. Today would have been a game.
It was a nice weather day. Yeah. Nope. Our St. Mary's Huskies are playing in the
Who's
national
halftime of the
semifinals.
Grey Cup?
I don't know.
Who's Machine Gun Kelly?
Oh, really? That's
Megan Fox's
joke.
boyfriend.
Oh, it's a man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Who
Yeah,
for
he's, you might have seen pictures of him, even if you don't know who he is.
Is he the guy with the goofy face tattoos?
Yes, and he had he had a beef with Eminem a while ago.
Sure, that worked out well for him.
It did not.
Oh, so see, I guess that the spread would open as 17.5. St. Mary's would be underdogs. They're 21.5-point underdogs.
The Montreal Carabins.
The Montreal Carabins are minus 2,000 to beat our St. Mary's Huskies in Halifax.
What an underdog story we would be.
I think the weather's going to be okay on Saturday. I don't want to go to. I haven't been to a game in 15 years.
I haven't either, but I also
It's going to be freezing. It's going to be 0 degrees on
really?
Saturday
Okay.
in an outdoor stadium as a 21-point underdog against a team that's going to win the national championship.
It does have the makings of a very unpleasant afternoon.
And
but
I was there for the 105-0 game. So
Wow.
they won. That was great. That was
Matt Allison.
my first week of college. We went and they won the national championship that year. They won the first game 105.
My first year, they went to the national championship and they lost because they had the backup quarterback in.
Who was my backup quarterback in high school.
Yeah.
He was.
I can't wait for Sunday.
He was just young.
Now, Tim said it earlier to me, but I'll get a Chargers game early, and then that Seahawks Ram game, Broncos Chiefs will be incredible, and then into the Grey Cup, and the Sunday Nighter's great. So,
Yep.
I actually am. Yeah, all I love. I can't wait for it already. I wish I could click my heels together like Dorothy and make it Sunday morning.
You're more of the cowardly lion, aren't you?
Yeah,
the Tin Man? I feel like you're more of the cowardly lion.
Am I?
Yeah.
There is a thumbnail. All of us is the you.
I'm more the Tin Man.
Or Scarecrow.
No, I'm more the Tin Man.
Okay.
Jeff's the Scarecrow.
Yeah. Okay. Jeff can be the Scarecrow. I can be the cowardly lion.
Do I get a person?
Garion can be Toto.
Garion is Dorothy.
Rob can be the Wicked Witch of the West.
Cam is really the cowardly lion.
Oh no, Cam is the Wizard of Oz.
Why is Cam the Wizard of Oz?
Afterwards, when he's with the big suit on,
Cam
and he's
should
giving
be
people
one of
stuff
the
out.
Oompa
And
Loompas.
he's being glad-handed.
I mean, Cam, if you just put Cam in a lion costume, he would look just like the cowardly lion. So would you, in fairness.
Or you could just make me one of the Munchkins.
A little lollipop guild.
Yeah, I
could
called
be
them Oompa
Glinda.
Loompas at first.
The
but I
Good
mixed
Witch?
them up.
Or Elphaba.
Yeah.
You could be Elphaba.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah, that's wicked. My
I didn't
kids
see that.
watched it.
I didn't see that.
Has Jared ever seen that movie?
What, Wicked?
No, the witch,
No.
the Wizard of Oz.
No.
Have you ever heard of
You have never seen the Wizard of
I
Oz?
mean, it came out almost 100 years
Can't
ago.
I
be
know, but it's
surprising
like
to
one
you
of these
anymore.
movies that everybody has seen.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it's sort of phased out. At some point.
There's stuff to watch now. When
I
we were
know.
kids, there wasn't stuff to
Exactly.
watch.
I know, but this was I've seen it 1,000 times, but
Just
this
because you've seen something 1,000 times,
this is
doesn't
like
mean that
one of
people
the
have seen it
most,
1,000 times.
if not the most classic movie of all time.
No.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
now
true?
you can watch whatever you want
It might
when
be.
you want, and it doesn't matter that one of the 20 channels you have is airing it around the holidays or something. You can just always watch whatever you want. It's actually crazy to think that this show in and of itself competes against someone could turn you could be watching The Sopranos instead of watching this. I'm not saying to turn it off. I mean, we're
Yeah.
done, but you compete against everything all the time now.
And I think what Jeff said is completely right. Like ABC might air The Wizard of Oz 3 days before Christmas, whereas we would have had to watch it because nothing else was on.
That's true.
Now you don't have to watch it.
I
Now
suppose
you can
that's
stream the. You watch our show. You watch the week 16 pick show instead. So you're not forced into watching it, therefore people don't watch it.
Fair enough.
It's like people haven't seen the 10 Commandments with Moses.
That's on every year.
Yeah, but you don't have to watch it anymore. I had to watch it. Nothing else was on.
Watched it so many times too.
You know what I did watch on Saturday night after I got back? Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, it's a great movie.
We flicked on cable and boom, Raiders. It's Dr. Jones, kind of a creep.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while, and just he walks into Marion's bar. He's like, "I was a child, Indy." He's like, "Oh my god, the fuck was Indy up to?" He's getting real pressed with some of those students he's got. Maybe kind of a creepy guy.
Still a great movie.
Maybe kind of a sex pest.
I don't know.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, there's a new Mummy movie coming out.
I saw it with Brendan Fraser.
With Brendan and the original missus in it. Yeah.
Who's in it?
The original love interest of Brendan Fraser is coming
Rachel
back.
Weisz, #1 new show. There's only one person who matters to be in the new Mummy movie, and we all know who that is. Emotep. We have to do that Mummy rewatch.
The guy who had the beef with Billy Zane in Zoolander?
He's the guy who had the beef with Billy Zane?
No. He's from Titanic also. He's in the Mummy.
That's Billy Zane.
Yes.
Billy Zane's from Titanic.
Yes.
Listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool dude. The other guy, Oda Fair, who played the guy who protected everything, he was in Star Trek Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah, he's recently been on Star Trek Discovery as the future head of Starfleet. That show ended.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, most people didn't. Well, it was the worst of the new Star Treks. The new Star Trek is excellent. Strange New Worlds.
Sure.
Anson Mount. A long way from that movie Crossroads with Britney Spears, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
You're the one who wanted to do the OC rewatch. I feel like these things would be in your wheelhouse.
I didn't see that movie.
You didn't see Crossroads with
I did
Britney
not
Spears?
see that movie.
That was like wheelhouse when we were like 14.
I didn't see it.
Geoff, have you seen it?
I know the movie.
Would you do the 2-man OC rewatch pod with Tim?
Can we do a Beverly Hills 90210 rewatch?
There's too many episodes of Beverly Hills 90210.
True.
They were
There's
released
just so
like
many
40
great
episodes a year.
Come on. We could do so many seasons. Talk about Kelly Taylor's Pink. Just a lot of fun. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah. So it's you and Gary in that on the OC when this network spins off and they're just rewatching TV shows. Maybe we can rewatch old PMEs.
Yeah.
And do audio commentary for it.
I don't know what we were thinking there.
That was a bad pick.
Everyone out of that show is sort of washed.
On what?
Yes, everyone out of Beverly Hills is washed, but the OC.
I feel like that the main guy, what was his name? Ryan?
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Oh yeah, he married someone. He married someone gorgeous, an actress.
I feel like he used to be in a TNT cop show that I never watched,
you're right.
but would always see commercials
You don't
for.
see Adam Brody now.
Adam Brody was in Thank You for Smoking, one of my favorite
That
movies.
movie is 20
Adam
years old.
Brody's in that movie, in that show with that girl who he's like a rabbi, and with Kristen Bell these days. No, is that her name? Dak Shepard wife.
Yeah, Kristen Bell. I don't know what show that is. The Good Place? He's in that? That's canceled, isn't it?
No, it's on season 2. He's it's like a really popular Netflix show.
No.
Isn't that guy on Gotham?
I don't know.
The guy from
Yes,
the OC?
yes.
Yeah,
He was on Gotham. That's
Yeah.
exactly where he was.
Which guy?
Ryan from the OC.
He was from the bad
Nobody
side of the
wants
tracks.
this. You know what that is?
Tate was so mean. Anyway.
Whatever happened to Misha Barton? And the other.
Yeah, she sucks.
The other girl. Whatever happened to her? There's the 2 girls. They didn't seem to do anything. You don't see much from Peter Gallagher these days.
No, you don't. Although Peter
The
Gallagher was
girl
getting
that
old
did
then.
the most was the bar owner girl.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's her name? She was
No,
on
it's
House
not
too.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah, it was Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
That's who it is. It's Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yep.
She was on OC.
She was.
And she was on House for like a season, I think.
I'm House.
That's your House
I'm
impression?
Dr. House.
You know what? You do a good House impression when you sit down too long and then try to walk. Then you walk like Dr. House.
Like we've been doing here.
You're about time for a break?
It's a break, yeah.
I was thinking if I could push it, we could get to everyone's favorite. We have not hit a 3-hour milestone yet.
We basically did.
I will now read the list of games and recap everything that we have talked about on the show, the minutes from the show. Would you like to revisit your dunking take and apologize to the people?
I would not. I would like to move on, please.
All right. That'll do it for us. Thank you all for watching. Smash the like to the episode. I shall return like James Bond on Tuesday morning with Cam and Rob for the best bets, where we went 8-1 last week. So maybe that's the show you should be tailing, because everyone on that show is above 500 for the year, unlike me on this show, despite the fact that I'm on both of the shows. I will see you next time.
Mayo experience. Experience.